This is Capital One Bowl Mania.
Riddle me that. Riddle me this. How many of the following will you miss?
Big Jeffrey Simmons in the middle, man. He is such a tough character. Sheds blocks, gets off, and disruptive.
Montez Sweat laying a smackdown.
He's putting a highlight tape together.
Think he plays with some energy?
Old school, tough guy mentality. There's a nasty way about him. TJ Hawkinson blocks well, runs crisper routes.
A dynamic star for the Hawkeyes. This is it, the first college football of 2019, and there is no back out. The bubbly has been popped, and it's a new day. Come on, Outback. Welcome, everyone, to the jewel of Central Florida, Tampa, where you're watching the Outback Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania, on an irradiant afternoon here at Raymond James Stadium. It's the first meeting all time between Mississippi State and Iowa, the SEC against the Big Ten. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath down in the field. From all of us at ESPN to all of you at home, we're going to declare right now, at this moment, 2019, partner, going to be the best year ever of college football.
Let's get this thing going. Let's get it kick-started.
And speaking of superlatives, what about that Mississippi State defense?
Oh, they're unbelievable. I think it could be the best defense in all of college football. They led the country this year in scoring defense, and they've got 3 different All-Americans. All will be on display today. Defensive line, safety, going to be getting after it. And TJ Hawkinson, the Mackey Award winner for Iowa, he is going to be playing today, and they're going to need him to step up and show out to try to put up some points against this unbelievably aggressive and stingy Mississippi State defense.
Yeah, daunting task for Mississippi State defensively. Molly McGrath, I would just want to say one thing. Our college football season started with you coming into a stadium on a motorcycle. It's been a great year. What do you got downstairs?
Who knows what I'll get up to today, Mark, but one thing we're looking out for is Jeffrey Simmons. He told me every morning he wakes up, looks in the mirror, and reads a poem titled See It Through. He even recited it to me word for word and told me that's the motto he lives by. That's the reason why he never even contemplated missing this final game with his teammates. You know, ahead of the bowl, he announced his intent to both play in this bowl game and declare for the NFL draft because he wanted to avoid any distractions, focus on winning, and in addition to a win, his objective today to be the Outback Bowl MVP, and this is a goal written down on a sheet of paper that he, of course, has taped to his bathroom mirror. Mark.
Great story, Molly, and certainly inspired to sprint through the tape.
I had a chance yesterday to come out to practice. I talked with Jeffrey Simmons, just so glad he's playing. Montez Sweat, Jonathan Abram, all these guys, potential first-round draft picks, could have set out, but they want to see it through, finish this season on the right note, send these seniors out the right way, and I can assure you, all these guys recognize they've got a chance to finish this season as the #1 scoring defense in all of college football. None of these guys have lost sight of that.
Well, Iowa won the toss, deferring to the second half. The Bulldogs will receive. Malik Deer and Dedrick Thomas back deep for Mississippi State, and we're underway in 2019, the first college football game of the new year. Thomas on the return. Broke a couple of tackles and is finally brought down at the 17-yard line. Nick Fitzgerald has an opportunity to become the first Mississippi State quarterback to win 3 bowl games as a starter. He has been through a lot of tumult in his career. The former backup to Dak Prescott has seen a lot of his up and downs. Finally seen a breakthrough here late in the season. In the last 5 games, 11 touchdown passes, no interceptions. First down and 10 from the 17-yard line. Kylan Hill beside him in the backfield. And Fitzgerald completing his first pass to the tight end, Justin Johnson, as we take a look at today's Chick-fil-A impact players.
We got to get started with Kylan Hill. He's a home run hitter at running back. We had him week 2. He was the National Player of the Week, and Elton Jenkins might be the highest rated center as it relates to the National Football League. On the other side, Anthony Nelson, 9.5 sacks, led the Big Ten, and Amani Hooker was the defensive back of the year in the Big Ten.
Here's Kylan Hill, the guy you were alluding to a moment ago. He took the first play of the game of their season offensively for a touchdown, this time stopped up by Hockaday. Little linebacker for the Hawkeyes. 3rd and 5 coming up.
We talked about this Mississippi State defense off the top. This Iowa defense, very good too, led the Big Ten in scoring defense, and let's see if they can create some pressure here on 3rd down.
Fitzgerald in his first year in Joe Moorhead's offense. Has really found his rhythm the last 5 games of the season. Over the middle, incomplete, broken up at the 30-yard line. Good play by Jake Gervais. It was intended for Justin Johnson, so 4th and 5. The Bulldogs will have to punt. Moorhead, his first year on the sidelines as head coach, former head coach at Fordham and offensive coordinator at Penn State, where he was the 2-time National Offensive Coordinator of the Year. And just the 2nd Mississippi State coach in school history to get to a bowl game in his first year. Tucker Day punting. That's Kyle Groneweg back deep at his own 39. Backpedals and calls for the fair catch at the 29-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 as Nate Stanley faces the D block.
His defensive line is nasty. They're deep. They go 11 to 13 players, and 2 of the best in all of college football with Jeffrey Simmons, Montez Sweat up front. This defensive line is the engine, the catalyst of this Bulldog defense.
There's a look, one of the guys in the middle. Sweat not starting the game. He's on the sidelines for the first play anyway. Simmons out there. Stanley, the quarterback, including 59% of his passes on the season. Going to see a lot of 2-back formation, and there's a look at some of that defense. Simmons setting the tone on the first play of the game. Sacks Sargent for a loss on the play of 3.
Well, he's a one-gap defender. Watch him right here. It's going to be a scoop play. Watch him as he plays down the line of scrimmage, stays active, and plays in the backfield with a tackle for loss to set the tone of this football game by Jeffrey Simmons. He said he wanted to play, and man, did he show up on the opening snap.
He told Mully he wanted to win the Outback Bowl MVP. Doesn't do a lot of talking. He's quiet. His game does most of the speaking for him. Here it is on 2nd down. Gain of about 2 on the play. That's Sargent as we take a look at today's Chick-fil-A impact players. Hoyt made the stop.
We've told you about so many guys. Mekhi Sargent's really emerged as the running back for Iowa. 200-yard games to close out the season. And watch on 3rd down, Nick Easley, an outstanding possession wide receiver. Gary Green's a senior, played a ton of football here for Mississippi State. Errol Thompson, a big hitter and thumper at linebacker for the Bulldogs.
3rd down. This is usually where they like to look towards Noah Fant, who's not playing in the game, elected not to play. Projected as a high draft pick. Hawkinson is available today, and it's a sack. Simmons there again, back at the 15-yard line. He had some company with Rivers.
This Mississippi State defense, man, they flat out get after you. They're going to bring a lot of pressure all day. No pressure needed here. You see Jeffrey Simmons on the inside, Chauncey Rivers as well. This Iowa offensive line only allowed 13 sacks all season, but they will face their biggest test of the year here today. Massive win initially for the Mississippi State front. Okay,
Dusty, a couple of 3-and-outs by both offenses. First team to 3 wins? Is that the way this is going to look?
Expect the punters to get quite a bit of work today, my friend.
High spiral, bounces at the 42. That's Deere fielding it, and he's brought down immediately right around the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Nick Fitzgerald. The sandy tropical beaches of Central Florida. Welcome to Tampa. Back after this.
Count Pamplemousse, since you are my guest, I will try your mead.
No, first you have to admire its color. Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
For decades, banks have been getting away with it. Charging you excess fees, making you wait in line, keeping billions of dollars of your interest. They've been treating you like you're lucky to have them. That's not right. Show them who's the boss of your money. You. Better is out there. Ally. Do it right.
Hey, let's say I want to sell my car, but I'm kind of about buying one.
You're
That's more like a
Well, good news. CarMax will buy your car even if you don't buy one from them.
Ooh.
What makes DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza different than delivery?
Pan, 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 pan.
Pan, pan, pan. You bake it fresh in its own pan, giving our DiGiorno pizza a crispy, caramelized crust. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Putting off vehicle maintenance? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube exchange transmission fluids, change oil, and more. You can do more in a Jiffy.
A January to remember. Or an April to remember. Or an August to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
I am the wild. If you want to survive, you need to get through me. The NFL playoffs start on ESPN and ABC. Colts, Texans, Saturday at 4:35 Eastern.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry for victory? What does victory taste like? What does victory taste like? It tastes like me! Because Outback is giving away free bloomin' nuggets if the SEC wins the Outback Bowl!
And coconut shrimp for everyone if the Big Ten wins!
Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules. This was Jeffrey Simmons in warm-up. You see the T-shirt. That T-shirt is not telling any lies. He's creating some havoc up front, Dusty.
Speaking the truth here early. The T-shirt says it all. Jeffrey Simmons, he came to play.
First down for Nick Fitzgerald. Hands it off to Kylan Hill. Trying the left side of that offensive line. Running over Island and Williams. Stopped up by Hesse. Picks up 4 on the play. Hill was the team's leading rusher. Almost 700 yards on the season.
This Iowa front, it's very talented as well. Anthony Nelson, an outstanding defensive end. Also Matt Nelson inside. They've got size, they've got length. Did a nice job shutting down opposing teams' rushing attacks all season. A real test here today.
Tough to miss that guy, Anthony Nelson, at 6'7". 2nd and 6. Fitzgerald keeps it. And there goes the leading SEC rushing quarterback all time down to the 45-yard line. Picks up the first down on the 16-yard run.
This will be the key to the game for Iowa. Can they slow down Nick Fitzgerald as a runner? I love the patience here by Nick Fitzgerald. Allows his blocks to set up, finds the hole, cuts back. And a nice gain for the first down of the ball game.
Out of the backfield, Hill makes the catch. Got a nice block on the edge and picks up about 4 on the play. Down to the 41-yard line. Good block on the corner by Osiris Mitchell. Here's what Fitzgerald had to say about the spotlight, the searing spotlight at Mississippi State. You realize how much attention every win and loss, every throw makes. And he has really responded well late, especially in the last 5 games. No one to throw it to. That was his quarterback's coach that had that to say about Fitzgerald. Guy's been scrutinized and criticized.
And all he does is win. He's a fearless competitor, a winner, and he's looking to end his Mississippi State career going out on top. Already an SEC record holder for the most rushing yards by a quarterback in the history of the fantastic league.
Harris Williams now in the backfield beside Fitzgerald. Play clock down to 5. Fitzgerald's going to keep it. And he's going to come up about 3 yards short of the first down. Hockaday making the tackle at the 37-yard line, and Moorhead with a little bit of a decision here. Looks like he's going to keep the offense on the field.
Roll the dice. He's got that quarterback who big and physical, can run the football, and they're going to say, let's go for it. When you got a defense like theirs that allows you to do things like this.
He called it his Chipotle offense. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pretty big mix. 4th down and 2.
Fitzgerald on the ground. I got to think that's going to be an element of this here.
He hands it off, and they're going to pick up the first down. Eris Williams, who ran for over 1,100 yards last year, was the backup to Kylan Hill this year, but had a couple of games late in the season when Hill was injured, didn't play in the Texas A&M game, and was equal to the task.
More of the power back, as you saw there in short yardage. He makes the initial defender miss, and he fights for the first down. Tough physical runner in Eris Williams.
Keaton Thompson in at back, the backup quarterback. Handoff goes once again to Williams. And Williams close to the 30-yard line. Hey, coming up later on ESPN, it's the granddaddy of them all. 9th-ranked Washington against 6th-ranked Ohio State in the Rose Bowl game, presented by Northwestern Mutual. Following that, number 15 Texas, number 5 Georgia meeting the All-State Sugar Bowl. Both games also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch the game anywhere. A great day of football to kick off 2019. Thompson and Fitzgerald, both quarterbacks on the field right now. And the handoff is to Thompson. Keaton Thompson tackled at the 28-yard line. Kirk Ferentz, 19 years on the sidelines. This is his 20th now at Iowa. He turned this program around, folks. There's no way to overstate what he's meant to Iowa City and Iowa football. His first season, 1-11. 21 games and a pivotal win against Penn State later. They've never been the same.
A model of consistency in his 6th time here in the Outback Bowl.
3rd down and 3. Fitzgerald fires complete to the edge. That's Thomas. And he's brought down short of the first down. The ball came loose, but they're going to rule that he was down. 2 yards short of the first down.
That's an outstanding tackle out in space by Amani Hooker. I mentioned earlier, won the Tatum Woodson Big Ten Defensive Back of the Year award. He's playing in the nickel now that Geno Stone has come aboard. That's a tough play to make out in space on Dedrick Thomas, a guy who's slippery and can easily make you miss. Outstanding job making the tackle and getting the defense off the field.
And as a result, Dusty, Jace Chrisman comes into the ball game trying to attempt this field goal from 43 yards out, 9 of 13 on the season. And the Bulldogs are going to call a timeout.
Mississippi State, their first of the half.
With 6:43 to go in the first quarter. Moorhead looking for his first win as head coach of the Bulldogs.
ESPN celebrating 150 years of college football.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. Beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics on Florida's Gulf Coast. Visit stpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
Turn cleaning up into child's play with storage solutions in all shapes and sizes, all from the Home Depot. Like Husky steel shelving units for just $159, you can even buy online and pick up in store, only at the Home Depot.
A May to remember. A July to remember. or a September to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Janice, Mom told me you bought a house. Okay. So now that you have a house, you can use Home Code Explorer.
Quiet, I'm blasting my quads.
Janice, look.
I'm in a meeting.
Janice, look. Look.
I'm looking.
It's easy. You just answer some simple questions online and you get coverage options to choose from.
You're ruining my workout. Cycling is my passion.
The Outback Bowl, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Hurry in January 2nd for your free bloomin' onion or coconut shrimp. And Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Look at the bowl parade last night down in Ybor City, a great part of the wonderful city of Tampa. And we had a nice little get-together last night to bring in the new year, the crew. We didn't have the bloomin' onions, but that might be coming a little bit later, maybe at halftime. I want to wish everyone out there a happy new year. Jace Christman from 44 yards out. And the Bulldogs on the board first, 3-0. Now 10 of 14 on the season. Time out of the field. Back to sunny and warm Tampa right after this.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry for victory? What does victory taste like? What does victory taste like? It tastes like me! Because Outback is giving away free bloomin' onions if the SEC wins the Outback Bowl!
And coconut shrimp for everyone if the Big Ten wins!
Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules.
On a shocking season finale of Fansville. National championship trophy's been stolen, and everyone's a suspect.
Who would steal the trophy?
You'd have to be a big fan.
You think I did it?
Which one of you took it?
You like your Dr. Pepper, don't you?
Yeah. Give me a name.
Julie, are you sure you didn't take it?
Are you wearing a wire? Are you wearing a wire?
Talk to my guy on the inside. He's your ticket man.
Hello, Sheriff. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
A February to remember. A June to remember. Or an October to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at
If you're looking for local job seekers in your community, use BetterTriStateJobs.com, your community job board.
At Todd Judy Ford, we're truly dedicated to providing our community with the best prices on new and pre-owned vehicles. With 3 locations in Marmette, Charleston, and Huntington, we have the next vehicle you've been dreaming of.
Regardless of the next vehicle you choose, we hope you allow Todd Judy Ford to serve your needs, where you'll always be provided a friendly, fast, and fair experience. But don't just take my word for it.
We don't play games.
That's why we put the true factory invoice in every new Ford.
Just go to ToddJudyFord.com and see for yourself.
Mississippi State with a 44-yard field goal by Jace Christman. They lead 3-0. Just underway here in the first quarter, the first meeting all time between Mississippi State and Iowa. Folks, be sure to catch Disney's Dumbo. It's in theaters March 29th. Lots of activities and fun happening in and around the bowl for the last week. Teams have been down here for several days, came down the day after Christmas. They've been enjoying a lot of the weather. On the return, this is Smith-Marset. First in the conference in the Big Ten in kickoff return yardage. And a nice run out to the 34. First down and 10 there for quarterback Nate Stanley.
That's an area that Iowa can really give themselves an added benefit throughout the course of this game. They were fantastic all year in the kick return and punt return game, and against this defense, they've got to find a way to get some hidden yards.
49 touchdown passes in his career. Last 2 seasons for Nate Stanley. Described by his coaches and teammates as quiet, but very demonstrative in how he wants things done. Out of the backfield, Sargent brought down for a loss on the play. That's the guy that Dusty talked about in the open, Jonathan Abram. Knifing in there to make a great tackle.
Well, this guy plays an extremely high level, high energy guy. He's a throwback player. It's big collisions, and you're going to see him just come in off your screen. He's out of the screen. He's going to come in and just get him on the ground. Plays with reckless abandon, and we'll be talking about him throughout the day, but I know Bob Shoop and him have developed a very close relationship, and he's really been the straw that stirs the drink here on this defense.
Sets up a 2nd and 16 on the loss of 6. Stanley throws that nice out to the wide side of the field. Smith-Marset making the reception and taking exception. A little roughhousing.
Well, Mark, Nate Stanley admitted to me that the thumb on his throwing hand still isn't 100% healthy. You can see today it's wrapped with tape. He called it a nagging injury that won't go away, but it's not in any pain. But told me he noticed he doesn't have the same release on the ball. It sometimes slips a little bit. He's forced to grip the ball a little differently, so we'll definitely look for that today, Mark.
Interesting news. There's a look at it right there.
And since that injury against Penn State, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, he's played much more efficient.
Throws a completion to Easley. Nick Easley makes the catch. Brought down immediately by C.J. Morgan. And that's going to be a 4th down, short. Good defense once again by the #1 scoring defense in the country, Mississippi State. Simmons leading the way. That's the 2nd 3 and out for Iowa.
Bob Shoop dialed up another pressure. Nate Stanley had enough time to find easily his favorite target on 3rd down, but well short of the sticks. And once again, nice job running to the football, tackling by Mississippi State.
That's Tedder on that rollout rugby-style punt, fielded cleanly. Wow, what a catch at the 47-yard line by Aaron Brule. That thing was coming at him hot. Good set of hands. 12-yard punt, nothing on the return, but fantastic field position as a result for Mississippi State. How many times do you see that happen?
Very, very rarely, and it's a dangerous play. He doesn't catch it. It could bounce off him. It could be Iowa football, but Johnny on the spot, he was ready and puts his team in prime real estate to start this drive.
Yeah, getting some love on the sidelines from his teammates by the alert play. Eris Williams in the backfield, 1st down and 10. Fitzgerald keeps it. Somebody lost a hat. It was Fitzgerald, so he'll have to come out for a play. Brought down at the 45-yard line, a gain of 2 or 3. We saw Keaton Thompson already. There he is, number 10. He's been on the field for a couple of offensive snaps already. He lined up as a running back. Already has a carry.
Led them to a bowl victory last year.
Yes.
The Tax Slayer Bowl, 31-27 win over Louisville. Actually started the season opener this year against Stephen F. Austin. Relegated to a backup for most of the season, but you would have to think that the future very bright for Keaton Thompson running this offense.
2nd and 7. Thompson going to keep it. A very prolific runner. Going to set up a 3rd down and 2 on the 5-yard game. Hockaday making the tackle. Fitzgerald coming back in. Remember, Nick Fitzgerald, folks, the tipping point in his career, he suffered that gruesome, cataclysmic injury in the Egg Bowl last year against Ole Miss. He looked at his ankle after the tackle, that it was pointing the wrong way. He thought his career was over. But through months of arduous and workmanlike rehab, he was able to get back on the field. Missed the first game of the season, came back for the second one against Kansas State. And Fitzgerald is going to pick up the first down.
Excellent vision here by the quarterback, Nick Fitzgerald. It's going to fake the toss to the field, and he's going to see it and watch him come back. And he's going to run right through that hole, just enough to pick up the first down.
Well, this is a very strong-minded senior quarterback. A guy that at times doubted whether he would play again, but kept fighting. Williams, nice gain over 30, brought down at the 29-yard line, picked up about 6.
Mark, Fitzgerald told me he's most proud of the way that he's handled that adversity, from injuries to coaching changes. He went through ups and downs, but stayed mentally tough, and told me he wants to be remembered as one of the toughest players to ever wear a Mississippi State uniform.
I think he's going to get that distinction. Yeah. He is a tough football player. And think about it. From the injury you described to a 1,000-yard season and 12 rushing touchdowns, and a league as tough as the SEC, you got to be hard-nosed and tough.
That's well earned. Fitzgerald again. And he picks up another first down. Tim Tebow is looking up at Nick Fitzgerald on the SEC quarterback rushing charts. You know, it was interesting to hear him say that amongst the people that phoned and got in contact with him and offered encouragement through his rehab and recovery from his gruesome ankle injury was none other than Gordon Hayward of the Boston Celtics, who went through the same thing last year. Flag on the play, back at the 34-yard line.
Illegal substitution, number 82 of the offense, came into formation and then left the field. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's going to move it back a few yards. As Hoyt, our official today, illegal substitution against Mississippi State. Both quarterbacks on the field. Keaton Thompson beside Fitzgerald to his right. Fitzgerald over the middle, had a man and incomplete through the hands of Keaton Thompson.
The quarterback playing slot receiver. And he was open, working right up the seam, zone coverage in the back end by the Iowa Hawkeyes. And Keaton Thompson found a little daylight in that zone coverage, and good throw by Nick Fitzgerald, just a drop by the backup quarterback.
Yeah, he should have had that.
You know, Nick Fitzgerald's really done a better job of understanding these passing concepts, where to go with the football the last 5 games of this season.
2nd and 15, out of the backfield. Good catch by Williams, and turned it north-south. Tiptoes out of bounds at about the 25. Thomas threw him a nice block. Well, ESPN Plus is your home for more sports, more schools, more conferences, more ESPN. Start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com. From just inside the 25 after a gain of 6. Third down and 9. Bulldogs making their first appearance in the Outback Bowl. Into the end zone, and incomplete. Gervais broke it up. And Jesse Jackson was in behind him with nobody close to him, Dustin.
Well, that time Iowa brought a blitz, and Eris Williams did a nice job stepping up in there and picking up the protection. Plenty of time for Nick Fitzgerald. He underthrew his intended target in the corner of the end zone. And a nice break on the ball by the senior safety, Jake Gervais, playing his final game as an Iowa Hawkeye, getting his defense off the field.
It's a good win for the Hawkeyes defensively. This one coming from 42 yards out. Made one earlier from 44. Chrisman now 2 for 2 in 2019. So they were able to cash in some points off of that short punt. Now the Iowa Hawkeyes come into the ball game at 8-4.
The Hawks reign for another fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa.
The big fella will be stopped.
For the Hy-Vee Heroes Trophy to stay in Iowa City.
What a season again.
Literally was a great year for Iowa, and 8-4 season, and I think they're a better football team than the record indicates. I thought after we had them midway through the season at Maryland, they would win the Big Ten West. They go on to lose 3 straight in 3 games. They could have easily won Penn State, Purdue, Northwestern, all games. They were right there at the very end, but found a way to lose. And I give this team credit to senior leadership for finishing the season the right way. And that was a special win to cap off the year against Nebraska with a walk-off field goal.
Yeah, Ferentz talked about the tipping point being that his team had the spirit and temerity to continue to work hard, albeit those 3 losses could have been debilitating. And hey, what about Northwestern? Speaking of that game that we saw, Pat Fitzgerald's team rallies back to win last night. So the Big Ten Conference getting a nice win there last night.
What a year for Pat Fitzgerald. Northwestern struggled mightily in the non-conference and really did an outstanding job through conference play, and to come back and beat Utah last night, Pat Fitzgerald has done a heck of a job. It'll be interesting, and I know you saw the reports, Green Bay.
Popular guy.
I'd like to have a chat with him.
45 seconds to go here, and this Iowa Hawkeye offense hasn't gotten any rhythm yet. Kelly Martin getting a touch this time. Simmons wreaking havoc on that defensive front. We haven't called Montez Sweat's name much here so far this afternoon. Sweat, the other half of that pairing, those potential 2 first-round picks.
Sweat off the field currently. 6'6", 245, 250 pounds. I've said this a couple times this year, reminds me of Jason Taylor. I think he's going to be getting his name called in the first round of the upcoming draft.
Sweat graduated in December.
Brian Ferentz needs to have a long conversation with his offense. The Iowa offense needs to get something going. Running the football through the air, first downs need to be had as we get ready to start the second quarter.
Hey, South Dubuque Street, that kiss is for you, Iowa City.
The National Championship Game, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
A January to remember. Or an April to remember. Or an August to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The time has come for Aquaman.
See it on the biggest screen you can find. And in 3D. It's the perfect family film. Aquaman. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Weekends together. Weekdays apart. Jobs in different cities. But not for much longer. Upload your resume on Indeed.
Taco Bell invites you to a world that defies all logic. A place where burritos are filled with delicious nachos or indulgent chicken enchiladas, all for the unbelievable price of $1. No, you're not having a delicious burrito dream. You're eating the new $1 Grande Burritos from Taco Bell's new Cravings Value menu. Value beyond belief.
Putting off a tire rotation? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube rotate tires to keep you on the road. You can do more in a Jiffy.
In the South, there's a zest for life that's unrivaled. From family gatherings to football games, we enjoy good food, great fun, and warm hospitality. And we always do it with style. For generations, Belk has been a Southern staple, helping families celebrate life. In fact, we've been around about as long as college football. Bell, celebrating 130 years of modern Southern style.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good. Fit for a fill-up? And green light some beef jerky, too. Thanks, Chief.
USAA Bank helps you stay a step ahead. Find help at every turn.
Yeah!
With USAA Bank.
I see it all the time. Your friends invite you out, and you're always busy. Eventually, they invite someone else, like me, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Do you really want Jean-Claude Van Damme hanging out with your friends? Taking selfies, bonding over chips and chips, becoming BFFs forever. Suddenly, I find myself here, where you're supposed to be. And you just got Van Dammed. Don't get Van Dammed. Get together already with Tostitos.
Well, the Outback Bowl is proud to host its 33rd game today. That's right. Over its history, it's become a true Tampa Bay treasure, generating $148 million for universities, $1 billion in economic impact for the Tampa Bay region. Great view of so many great things to do here. Clearwater Beach, St. Pete's Beach.
Awesome city.
Oh.
Second straight year here at this bowl, and in this city, it's a fantastic event.
So a lot of those Iowa and Mississippi State fans with their toes in the white sand yesterday. Nowhere to go. Boy, that defense has been staunch, intransigent, impenetrable. Dantzler that time, along with Kobe Jones, and a flag down in the field on the loss.
Number 52, throat slash. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
A little taunt saying they're going to get 52 Kobe Jones. I think he said it was a throat slash.
Yeah.
Sportsmanlike conduct. It's Mississippi State already with its third tackle for loss of the day. That's a school record. Talked about this aggressive attacking style defense, but a penalty that I'm sure Joe Moorhead not very happy about. Really the only thing Iowa has had positive going their way offensively so far today.
Out to the 39-yard line, first down and 10. Sargent stopped after a gain of about 2 by Cameron Dantzler. Sargent is back-to-back 100-yard rushing games coming into this one this afternoon. 5'10" sophomore out of Key West, Florida. If it sounds close, folks, it really isn't. Key West is about a 7-hour drive from here. Got some 10 to 15 family members watching him today, though. Mom and dad amongst them.
Good time for TJ Hawkinson to get involved.
They choose to run it and nowhere to go. Chauncey Rivers, the first one to get there, number 5.
Well, this Iowa offensive line, man, it is struggling mightily at the point of attack with the defensive line and linebackers from Mississippi State. No movement whatsoever to speak of. And this Mississippi State defense just completely shutting out Iowa's ability to run the football. They've got to get that rushing attack going to set up the play-action pass and allow Nate Stanley to be able to get the football down the field. We haven't even mentioned the Mackey Award winner's name yet. Right here in the slot. Big third down target for Nate Stanley in this offense. We'll see if they get the ball to him here.
Leads the team with 46 receptions on the year. They come back the other way. They're going to rule a complete catch and first down right at midfield. Wow. Brandon Smith got down low, got his arms under the ball, and made the catch.
Brandon Smith outside. He's got good size. He's 6'3", he's 220. Excellent competitive catch going to the ground when Iowa needed it. Nice job by Brandon Smith.
Yeah, he got his arms underneath it.
Yeah, he did. Possession.
Sargent in the backfield on first down and 10. Over the middle. Caught. Nick Marset still on his feet. Reverses field. There's a flag down on the far side of the field. Now he's down at the 48. He ran about 40. Up. Well, he's right around the line of scrimmage.
Pads popping down there. A couple of missed tackles. No one wrapped up, but you can see the way this Mississippi State defense runs to the football.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The play is under review.
That's going to go against Maurice Smitherman. And that's the second 15-yard penalty that the Hawkeyes will be the beneficiaries of on this drive. Let's see where it happens. Yeah, that was Smitherman, number 8. Led with the crown. We'll get the call on the other side of this.
What does it take to work at CarMax? That's a great question.
If you'd stop in a monsoon to help someone change a tire, save a whale that had beached itself,
You're gonna be okay, big guy. Push!
lend a hand in an old-timey barn raising, and if the middle school dance group was down to one member and you'd step in and lead them all the way to glory,
then CarMax is for you, because helping people is what our people are all about.
I know that every single time that I suit up, there is a chance that that's the last time. $300 miles an hour, that's where I feel normal. I might be crazy, but I'm not stupid. Having an annuity tells me my retirement is protected.
Annuities can provide protected income for life. Learn more at retireyourrisk.org.
2 teams. 1 trophy. Who's in? College football playoff national championship game.
Welcome to the new sales training of the Mark Porter Auto Group. Chase is going to take you around the lot to show you why we're better than the rest.
Our service department has the finest service facility and the best trained technicians in the area. With over 1,000 vehicles at 4 locations, we will have a vehicle for everyone.
Listen, buddy, if you're going to work for the Car Ferry, you got to lose that suit. You look ridiculous.
Come see the Car Ferry today and make your car dreams come true.
I can't believe the Car Ferry thinks my suit's ridiculous.
Have you heard that Spectrum now offers mobile service? It's true. Tired of drop calls and bad connections? Spectrum Mobile is built on America's largest and most reliable LTE network. Talk and text is always free. Just pay for the data you use. Only $14 per gig. Need more? There's an unlimited plan too. And you can save up to 40% by switching. The best network, the best devices, the best value. Spectrum Mobile. Go to spectrummobile.com today.
Well, during the break, Maurice Smitherman and the targeting rule was under review, and it's been upheld. He has been ejected from the game, and if you can see, as he goes in right there, it is forcible contact to the head and neck area, and he did use the crown of the helmet, so that checks 2 of the boxes. I understand that Smith-Marset didn't go to the ground, but still, lowering the head, dropping the head, using the crown of the helmet to the head or neck area, that's an ejection every single time, Jonesy.
Yeah, we had a game earlier with Mississippi State where Abram was called for 1. Yep. First down and 10 for the Hawkeyes. The deepest they've been in Mississippi State territory all game. They run it into the boundary down to the 33. Sargent brought down by Braxton Hoyt. Well, you can hear the echoing of the cowbells resonating, not from Starkville, but from right here in Tampa. The officials for this game have allowed cowbells to be brought in and used by Mississippi State Bulldog fans.
You can use it, but you can't abuse it, right? That's what
whatever that means.
Right. Trying to make some noise here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium today.
Second down and 10. Little toss. And nowhere to go. Hoyt making another tackle on Sargent. Molly?
Mark, it's pretty loud down here, and Mississippi State fans know that they have to stop ringing the bells the second that the ball is under center. They're continuing to ring, and they will be issued 1 warning, and then they won't be able to use the bells at all for the rest of the game. So we'll keep an ear out for that one. It's definitely affecting the sound down here on the field, though.
Molly, sounds like you're saying they're abusing it, not using it right now.
Exactly.
3rd and 10, 9th play of the drive.
Scenario where Mississippi State likes to bring pressure all season.
They look away from Hawkinson, come back to the other side to Easley. And Easley going to be stopped up about 2 yards short of the first down, within Racino's field goal range.
This is good recognition right here by Nate Stanley. You'll see Abram, and as I mentioned, they love to bring pressure off the edge from the field. He's going to replace that with Easley on the out route. So he identified where the blitz was coming from. He hits his slot receiver in the check down and gets him in a very manageable field goal situation. Nice job by Nate Stanley, IDing the blitz early and getting the ball out quick.
Well, many people feel he'll be a really good NFL prospect. Miguel Racinos from 44 yards out, 15 of 20 on the season. And he's off to a propitious beginning here in 2019 in a game of field goals repleted by threes. We told you about the defense from the top, folks. What'd you expect? Back after this.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry for victory? What does victory taste like? What does victory taste like? It tastes like me! Because Outback is giving away free bloomin' onions if the SEC wins the Outback Bowl!
And coconut shrimp for everyone if the Big Ten wins!
Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules.
They didn't think they'd get this far. Or meet them. Or him. Or realize just how fun a road trip could be. They discovered a new favorite food, a new favorite view, and made some new favorite memories. Book your flights, hotel, and car on Expedia, and travel like a champion. Expedia.
From 2 stories to 20. From ready apps to emergency response. From your community to a nationwide network. The cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. Everything under your roof, everyone under ours. Helping to make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
You can do this. Here we go.
Discover.
Hi, I like your card. I love all the cashback and security features, but I'm not going to pay an annual fee. I'm just not going to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Discover has no annual fee on any of our cards.
So it wasn't my tough guy act.
No, we just don't have any annual fees.
That's a relief. I've been working on that for a long time. If we had talked a month ago, that would have been a whole different call.
I can imagine.
Excuse me, sir. Can I please have a no annual fee?
No annual fee on any card, only from Discover.
The Outback Bowl, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Hurry in January 2nd for your free bloomin' onion or coconut shrimp. And Expedia, everything you need to go.
Folks, the name is Molly V. McGrath.
And it should be this
Look at
simple.
this. The V is for
Game
versatile.
ready. How do you like that, Dusty?
I love it, Maul. Hey, she's been unbelievable all year, man.
Molly, pushing the car was the highlight for me, and the one take that you did on the Boomer Schooner.
Well, you know, that was all because of Brian Ferentz and how he teaches his offensive line. So I was just trying to put what he taught us into motion. We've had a ton of fun this year, guys. I did think about going up in the Eagle's nest at the top of the ship up there, but I had no real reason. So we'll see. That may be for postgame.
Hey, we still got 3.5 quarters to go. 2.5 to go, Molly. This one's going to come out to the 25-yard line. First down and 10, yeah. The crow's nest that she was talking about here at Raymond James Stadium, that's a long way up, but
Get her up there, man.
I put nothing beyond Molly McGrath. She can make it up there some way.
Let's go, Molly.
Hey, her chasing down Dino Babers.
That was legit.
I was going to say, you saw me chase down Dino Babers.
Yeah.
I'm fearless. I'll do anything for American television.
We know you can run, Maul, but can you climb in heels? That's the question.
I'm not wearing heels today, baby. I'm ready.
Okay.
Kylan Hill in the backfield. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs, up by 3. Fitzgerald on a predetermined quarterback run. Picks up about 8 on the play. Tackled by Matt Hankins.
He's got picks and plods his way, doesn't he?
Yep.
There's nothing real quick about it. He just believes in his blockers. He gives them time and allows things to set up. And that big 6'5", 230 frame really knows how to run the football well.
He's run for more yards than Iowa as a team. 6 for 39. Hands it off to Hill. Hill found a crease over the right side of that offensive line. And it's across the 40. Hey, Monday on ESPN, Clemson and Alabama face off in the College Football Playoff National Championship game presented by AT&T at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on the ESPN app so you can watch the game everywhere. Dusty, I'm going to ask you, who wins this one? Who do you like?
Clemson. I picked it before the year. I had Alabama, Clemson, the national title, and I had Clemson winning it all. I think it's going to be a tremendous football game. But that defensive line, that pass rush that Brent Venables and Clemson has, I think it's going to give Tua some problems. So
Fitzgerald going up top, incomplete. You think
give me the underdog to win it.
Wow. You know what? I like Alabama.
Okay.
I like Tua's poise. I think
the
fact that, you know, Clemson's missing some guys that count.
With Dexter Lawrence, we still were to find out exactly, but they still got plenty of guys. They got Christian Wilkins, they got Cleveland Ferrell. I mean, they got guys. They got guys. And I just think Trevor Lawrence's ability to push the football down the field to Justin Ross, to T. Higgins, and those guys they have. And don't forget, ETN, one of the most explosive running backs in all of college football. Let's face it, it's round 4. It's going to be an unbelievable national championship.
Sounds familiar. Hill tripped up by Anthony Nelson. Nelson led that Hawkeye defense with 9.5 sacks this year, along with Epinesa. That's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. He was second team All Big Ten.
Big-time football player coming off the edge. Watch him. He penetrates. He gets in the backfield, and he's able to make the play. Tackle pulls. He gets up the field. A nice job getting Kylan Hill on the ground behind the line of scrimmage.
Remember, this Iowa Hawkeye defense led the conference, the Big Ten, in scoring defense. 3rd and 11.
Also led the Big Ten in interceptions with 18 this year. Love to get one here.
Fitzgerald, ball came loose. Recovered by the Hawkeyes. Let's see if his arm was coming forward or not.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. 4th down.
Epinesa made the hit. Guy who I was talking about just a moment ago with those 9.5 sacks.
Well, he might be the best of the bunch as far as the defensive ends, the best true rusher, as you're going to see him. He misses initially, counters, comes back inside, and he gets a big shot of Nick Fitzgerald as he delivers the football. A backup with 9.5 sacks and a first-team all-conference defender. We're going to take a look to see if the quarterback's arm was moving forward before that ball came out.
Kristen Welch recovered the ball for Iowa. The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Excellent counter by A.J. Epinesa. That's an incompletion. That was the right call initially. His arm is moving forward. He was already in a throwing motion. That ball kind of gets, I think, lost as he's throwing the football. I think this call is going to stand on the field. But, you know, A.J. Epinesa, Anthony Nelson. They've also got Parker Hesse, who's just that true leader who's been playing for 4 years for them. They can really come at you from the defensive end position with pressure and the ability to slow down the run game.
I mean, how often do you see a backup? He doesn't start.
No.
First team all conference, first team all Big Ten, and lead the team in sacks.
Love that counter back inside. And people at home watching, pass rushers that want to learn how to do it the right way when you counter, use the offensive lineman's weight against him as he throws him to the ground. Be really surprised.
4th down.
So the call stands. Incomplete pass, and it'll be punting situation now for Mississippi State again.
But you're exactly. Isn't it a luxury for Phil Parker, the Iowa defensive coordinator, to be able to bring in A.J. Epinesa off the bench, slide Parker Hesse down inside to get all those, get 4 defensive ends on the field at one time to rush the passer?
That's Kyle Groneweg, first in the Big Ten in punt returns. Had a touchdown earlier this year against Illinois, calls for the fair catch. At the 25-yard line, a 34-yard punt, and nothing on the return. Well, conspicuous by his absence for the Hawkeyes today, Noah Fant. one of the top tight ends in the country. More on him on the other side of this. Stick around.
Colts, Texans, Saturday at 4:35 Eastern.
Mom? Dad? Hey, Google, what's on my calendar today?
You have one event called House to Yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Google, add aftershave to my shopping list. Hey, Google, remind me to clean these sheets later.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Too bad AC
Someone's at the front door.
What do I owe you?
Looks like you paid online.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Google, turn down the temperature 2 degrees. Hey, Google, begin Operation Kevin.
Operation Kevin underway.
Better get out of here before somebody sees us.
What makes DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza different than delivery?
Pan, 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 pan.
Pan, pan, pan. You bake it fresh in its own pan, giving our DiGiorno pizza a crispy, caramelized crust. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Time for a new cabin air filter? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube replace filters, change oil, and more.
Your healthcare is a journey.
So you need a good starting point. SOMC Family Practice.
When you take your first step
into one of our 10 locations.
You're welcomed like family.
Like family. Like family.
And that one step opens the door
to SOMC's entire family of healthcare services.
Our team gives you the head start to good health.
Only a family could give.
Call 356-CARE. SOMC Family Practice. Very good things are happening here.
Welcome to the new sales training of the Mark Porter Auto Group. Chase is going to take you around the lot to show you why we're better than the rest.
Our service department has the finest service facility and the best trained technicians in the area. With over 1,000 vehicles at 4 locations, we will have a vehicle for everyone.
Listen, buddy, if you're going to work for the car ferry, you got to lose that suit. You look ridiculous.
Come see the Car Ferry today and make your car dreams come true.
I can't believe the car ferry thinks my suit's ridiculous.
Well, the Hawkeyes are out without one of their biggest weapons on offense today. Noah Fant, who's projected by our Todd McShay as the #1 tight end in the upcoming NFL draft. A freak athlete, 42-inch vertical. He's got a tight end frame, but a wide receiver skill set. And he is not here and a part of this offense. And you would think with his absence, you'd see a bigger role for T.J. Hawkinson, the Mackey Award winner. But we've yet to see him with a touch here today.
Cupboard's not empty. Downfield wide open. Easily. Room service. Touchdown. "75 yards. Stanley to Easley. And in one play, the Hawkeyes take the lead.
Play action pass. And defensive players with their eyes in the backfield. And Nate Stanley finds a wide open Nick Easley. And all of a sudden, the Iowa Hawkeyes, they're in business.
Stanley with a career-long pass on that touchdown.
Well, I've been bragging on this guy all day long. Jonathan Abram, but he's going to get himself in trouble right here. Take a look at it. He's working in a nickel. Watch his eyes off the play-action pass, and he's not going to be able to run with Nick Easley. Gets caught looking in the backfield. Play-action pass. He steps up. No safety help over the top. And Nick Easley wide open with green grass out in front. And Nate Stanley drops a dime, and the Iowa Hawkeyes with their first lead of the game here in 2019.
I'll tell you what, Abram was closing on him pretty quickly. If he had 5 more yards, he brings him down, but you know what they say about if. And the Hawkeye fans in attendance here making a little bit of noise.
Great graphic by our guys back in the truck. I was just going to say, Mississippi State had not allowed a play of 50-plus yards all year. Nobody else in college football could state that claim. No longer is Iowa with a 75-yard touchdown here in the second.
Against the #1 scoring defense in the country. Murphy. And Murphy brought down at about the 21-yard line. And now we take a look at the Bowl Cup Challenge, brought to you by Progressive, and taking a little inventory on how the respective conferences are doing so far. The SEC at 4-3, the Big Ten at 3-3. That's the matchup here today. Conference USA out in front at 4-2.
Pretty even up and down. No really outliers as far as the Power Fives go. Be a big one for the SEC or the Big Ten. We got a couple more throughout the course of the day.
On 1st down and 10, Fitzgerald surveys, throws a strike, and now they're going to say incomplete. It was knocked loose by Gervais. Well, when you look at Iowa and their program over the last 20 years, they have been a paragon, a model of consistency, invariable and inexorable. Kirk Ferentz sets the tone. He's the man that makes the tenor work for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And he said to us when we had a chance to visit with him after 20 years, it's still a lot of fun for him. Looking for their 9th win of the season. This is Gibson bouncing it outside, broke a tackle, picks up the 1st down, and a late flag thrown at the 34-yard line. Geno Stone trying to bring down Gibson. 15-yard gain on the play.
Nice bounce by the running back Gibson. Nothing there initially. He bounces it and cuts it all the way back to the near sideline for a nice pickup. Iowa thinks this is going to be on Mississippi State.
Face mask, offense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
That face mask thing goes both ways, doesn't it? Yeah, he grabbed a hold of it.
Gibson on the outside definitely grabbed hold. We got Geno Stone, the safety's face mask. And Geno Stone just saying, get off me. That's a good call by the official. 3rd personal foul by Mississippi State. Man, have they been costly, Jonesy.
A couple of 15-yarders that kept the drive alive for Iowa earlier. Iowa has yet to be penalized in this game. 1st and 13 for the Bulldogs. Backside pressure, fumbled, loose. Epinesa brought that smoke, and the Hawkeyes say they've got it. Iowa ball.
Well, A.J. Epinesa once again. We already saw him once with a sack and almost, or with a big hit on the quarterback and almost a sack fumble as he's going to beat Greg Island. You see him just flip his hips, turn the corner, and the ball is out. Excellent job rushing the passer. And when you get home, don't just get the sack, get the ball out. And Iowa with a huge turnover as this game and the momentum has completely turned in their favor.
Well, 35 sacks on the season, 2nd in the Big Ten. Fitzgerald had it come loose, recovered by Chauncey Colston.
These tackles from Mississippi State this year, they've struggled off the edge with quality edge rushers. And we're seeing that here in the 1st half today.
Working with a short field. Hawkinson, the tight end, at the top of your screen. Hawkinson underneath, but they come to the tailback. Torin Young makes the catch. Well, it's the first fumble that Fitzgerald has lost in over 500 carries.
It's an amazing stat.
Yeah, pretty durable.
Wow.
Pretty safe with him holding the ball.
tell you, though, when you've got somebody like A.J. Epinesa at 6'5", 280, barreling down you from the blind side, it's tough, though, on the football in situations like that.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Stanley caught. Touchdown, Smith-Marset. Hawkeyes able to capitalize on the fumble recovery. And for Smith-Marset, that's the 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Boy, the Hawkeyes have really come to life here in the last several minutes. They lead 17-6. Witness the precision of Hawkeye football. And on the Ped Mall, they're celebrating a little bit in Iowa City. Back after this. The consistency of the Iowa Hawkeyes football program is really commendable. 5 seasons with 10 or more wins. 17 bowl game appearances. It's ranked in the top 10 5 of the last 13 seasons, and the longest tenured active FBS head coach, Kirk Ferentz, who turned it around after 21 games into his tenure. 1-11 his first year. And look what they've come to. Got his son working on his staff too, which is great. Let's take a look at a Do More in a Jiffy, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Boy, what a quick turnaround, Dusty. In the last 137, 2 scores, and the Hawkeyes have flipped this game.
Couple of big plays, 75-yard touchdown to Nick Easley, then a big sack fumble. How about the ball placement right there by Nate Stanley, putting it where only his wide receiver can make a play. All the momentum with the Iowa Hawkeyes here in Tampa.
Stanley now 8 of 8 passing for 113 yards, 2 touchdowns.
One more thing on Coach Ferentz. I was out at practice yesterday. He's still got his stinger. Still motivated, and the attention to details. Man.
Fitzgerald going to take off with it. And he picks up about 5 yards. Neiman makes the tackle on the play. Talked about that. Coach Ferentz has his son Brian working as offensive coordinator on his team, and former player for the Hawkeyes as well. Right now it's the Hawkeyes defense on the field. They made a couple of big plays in the last few moments. Fitzgerald made a nice move and going to be brought down just a little bit short of the first down. Sam Brinks.
This is an important drive for Mississippi State. As we've talked about, all the momentum out of nowhere has swung to Iowa. They've got to get the flow of this game back in their hands, and 3rd and short is what this offense is built for.
Kylan Hill in the backfield beside Fitzgerald. Little trips left formation to the bottom of your screen. Hill gets the call. Going to be close. Looks like he got it, though. Well, tip off the new year with our first NBA Wednesday doubleheader tomorrow. Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, Timberwolves in Boston battling Kyrie Irving's Celtics, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Then the Lakers host Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and the Thunder at Staples. Coverage begins NBA Countdown 7 p.m. on ESPN and on the ESPN app.
Mississippi State defensive coordinator Bob Shoop will be watching those Celtics.
Oh, he's a huge Celtics fan. Went to school at Yale. That pass complete to Osiris Mitchell. Brought down immediately by Hankins. Yeah, he loves Shoop, the defensive coordinator. loves watching Brad Stevens, the head coach of the Boston Celtics. He admires the fact that Stevens a little bit of an outside-the-box thinker.
He's a fan of yours. He was watching you on Christmas Day. Loves those Celtics, and big fan of Brad Stevens, as you mentioned. I was shocked at his basketball acumen.
Yeah.
He loves the hoops.
He can draw them up with 5 guys on the field, I bet, too. 8-yard gain on the last play.
Monty Hooker up at the line of scrimmage. Look like he's going to be coming off the edge. I might have checked out of that.
And Hill picks up the first down. Got about 3.
Mark, the temperature on the field and the temperatures of these teams are two very different things. We see that it's in the low 80s, but on the field it feels more like 90 degrees. And Mississippi State sideline, especially defensively, has cooled down. The players are quiet and frustrated. And on Iowa's sideline, these players are so riled up, their coaches are trying to calm them down, saying, don't get too confident, you need to stay smart despite this lead.
Iowa, very much a reflection of their coach in a lot of different ways. Fitzgerald with a nice sprint down to the 40-yard line, got another first down. Nelson made the tackle on the 13-yard pickup.
Love this from Nick Fitzgerald. He's going to fake the pitch to the field. And then watch just the vision of him. He sees it, picks his way, making guys miss. He's been doing this for so long, the 3-year starter.
Lightly recruited out of high school. Only Georgia Southern and Middle Tennessee State offered. Outside of Mississippi State, the pass complete. The tight end, Justin Johnson. Tackled by Amani Hooker on the play, the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year.
This Iowa defense, about week number 5, Geno Stone got inserted as a safety, and that allowed them to drop Amani Hooker down and be that nickel player, and it really has ascended his game, and it's ascended the ability of this Iowa defense, particularly in the secondary.
Williams in the backfield beside Fitzgerald. Little pressure off the edge. And nowhere to go for Williams. Got about 2 on the play. Neiman and Lattimore there for the stop. 3rd down coming up. Stay tuned for the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. More on UCF. Can they stay undefeated? Urban's last game as an Ohio State Buckeye head coach. To overcome their playoff snub, or perceived playoff snub.
Big games coming up later in the day. Urban Meyer's final game, his first Rose Bowl. Should be a fun one.
On 3rd and 7, Fitzgerald looked like he was going to take off. Not sure whether that was a broken play or not, but nowhere to go out of that spin move that he made. Reef and Neiman there to stop him short. And a flag down on 4th down here coming up.
Holding, offense, number 73, 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
That almost looked like it was a broken play. It seemed to be a little,
it's a
indecision.
It's a quarterback draw.
Okay.
No, he's going back. It's a quarterback draw. They run this quite a bit in these situations, and he spun back. But what it is, it's an outstanding job of the Iowa defense keeping contained and keeping Nick Fitzgerald bottled up. And I think part of that thought process there was that you had 2 plays to get a first down. They would have gone for it on 4th down. So that was not a busted play. That was just a good job by the Iowa defense on the quarterback draw.
There we go, 3rd and 16.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 27 seconds. 1:27. The clock will start on the snap. Thank you.
Our replay officials don't miss a thing, folks. 3rd and 16.
Epinesa down here.
10th play of the drive. This time they protect Fitzgerald, overthrown and almost picked off at the 14-yard line by Jervas.
And it was A.J. Epinesa again. He was fighting through a double team, and he pressures Nick Fitzgerald. Nick Fitzgerald misses his intended target. It sails high. And boy, a missed golden opportunity by the senior, Jake Gervais. He's not going to be happy he wasn't able to corral that interception and take it back the other way.
Tucker Day punting from his own 40-yard line. Nose of the football down. Brodeweg back at the 10 and lets it go over his head into the end zone. Been an interesting season for Mississippi State, but coming into this game with a lot of momentum.
The Joe Moorhead era starts off in exceptional fashion. Benny Snell is fourth touchdown.
The big win for Kentucky.
Touchdown! Dan Mullen's going to win in his return to Starkville.
A fitting end to the night. Nick Quick, touchdown.
He got in. Touchdown. Mississippi State dominated this one.
Like I said earlier, eerily similar season to Iowa. Lost a lot of close games they easily could have won, and really playing their best football down the stretch. They won 4 of 5, and heading into this game hadn't allowed an offensive touchdown in 10 quarters. So Joe Moorhead able to get this team turned around, finishing on a high note.
Stanley going up top and incomplete. Yeah, you know, Dusty, after back-to-back losses against, one of them against Florida, they had scored just a total of 13 points, and things seemed to be pretty much bottoming out for Joe Moorhead and Mississippi State. But the fact that they were able to, come back later in the season the way they have, and I think it had a lot to do. Or what are your thoughts on how much that had to do with just Nick Fitzgerald's better play?
He started playing much better, more comfortable, and that win they had against Texas A&M on October the 27th, all 3 phases contributed, and I think that's really springboarded them until he finished to the tape.
That was Stanley's first incompletion. There's his second in consecutive pass attempts intended for Easley, who had that touchdown catch and run a few moments ago. 1:07 to go here in the first half.
3rd and 10, never a place you want to be against this Mississippi State defense.
Stanley's dad is a hoops coach, math teacher in high school, mom from Iowa as well. Coaches say that he has the highest sleep rate on that Hawkeye team. 9 hours. Who wouldn't die for 9 hours of sleep a night? Incomplete. And 3 consecutive incompletions. Going to stop the clock with 1:04 to go, and Mississippi State is going to have decent field position here, partner.
Pressure coming off the edge, and Nate Stanley had to get rid of the ball quickly, and Brandon Smith unable to bring in the catch. Good tight coverage there by Mississippi State.
Hey, what about Chris Doyle? I mean, he's a big part of the success of this Hawkeye program. We talked about him measuring the sleep rate of Nate Stanley, and they monitor so many different variables there in Iowa City with the program. It's a very precise science, an exact science that helps them with their performance. Fair catch called at the 48-yard line by Malik Deer. Well, this season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, All-State.
What did Brian Ferentz tell us when we met with him earlier in the season, that sleep is the best performance enhancer out there?
I'll take 2 helping
give me some of that.
This is the wrong morning to be saying that.
Lacking sleep this time of year. Brian Ferentz, the offensive coordinator, son of Kirk Ferentz, played offensive line here. And now he's coaching for his dad.
Fitzgerald with a little over a minute to go, fires. Incomplete at the 40-yard line, intended for Justin Johnson, who has been one of his primary targets here this afternoon. There's a look at father on the left, son on the right, and it was interesting. Brian told us when we had them earlier this year that there was a situation where in a game against Michigan as a player for him, he'd been cleared to play, and he says that is the only time where I felt that he was unfair to me. And he went to his dad after the game and said, "Dad, you treated me like a dad and not a coach," because he had been cleared to play and never got in the game. Pass intended for Kylan Hill, incomplete. So said that it's easier to play for him, though, than coach for him, right?
Yeah, he said that Dad holds him to a high standard when you're coaching for him, and he told us it's difficult to live up to the example that his father sets each and every day, and he said he's reminded daily, I'll never be as good as my dad. But very cool relationship that those two share on this Iowa football team.
Third and 10. Epinesa was in there again, flushing out Fitzgerald. Caught! Mitchell still on the move! Osiris inside the 10, all the way down to the 2 with 38 seconds to go. But there's a flag down back near midfield, so hold on. The officials are talking at midfield about something.
Huge call coming up.
Holding, offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty. Replay third down.
It's Tommy Champion in for Stuart Reese at right tackle. All right, there's A.J. Epinesa. Watch this dip off the edge here. Ooh, see that little dip, that slight dip? That's what forced Nick Fitzgerald to step up in the pocket, and you can see right there, 98 Nelson's getting hold. He got wrapped around. Freeze it right there, guys. See, there's the hold.
Oh, yeah.
By 70. It was an outstanding job by Nick Fitzgerald to get outside the pocket. Osiris Mitchell makes the guy miss, but that was clearly a hold by Tommy Champion and the right call by the official. See, Anthony Nelson counters and comes back inside. Yeah, it's got to hold that. I know there's some people at home saying he's in his breastplate, but he had a hold. And when you start to spin and come off that block, and that offensive lineman stays engaged, that's going to draw the flag.
Timeout, Iowa. Their first of the half.
Dusty?
30 seconds.
He was holding him like a grudge.
Yeah, that's right.
And that really changes the fortunes of Mississippi State. They'd have had it first and goal from the 2.
And that's been a huge factor in this first half. It's penalties, right? I mean, initially, Iowa had nothing going offensively. It was a couple of personal fouls that helped aid them to their initial field goal. And we've seen a couple other costly penalties here in this first half for Mississippi State. Wow.
6 for 72. 2 of those were 15-yarders that aided Iowa's scoring drives.
That's the attention to the detail, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Kirk Ferentz, as I mentioned yesterday, I saw him out there getting after his players. He was on the details, man. He wanted every single little thing perfect and precise. And, well, when you demand that of your players, sometimes they step up and they show up on game day. And here in this first half, Iowa's done that.
They've lost their last 2 appearances here in the Outback Bowl against Florida and LSU. Looking to atone for that today. Fitzgerald completes the pass out to the 45-yard line to Lee. 4th down coming up. Iowa with 2 timeouts remaining, as does Mississippi State. Williams actually on that catch.
No timeout for Iowa, I guess. I guess they don't want to try to just gonna let it run out. And Iowa does receive the ball to start the second half, so they're just gonna let it roll out. Interesting. I would have figured that, you know, if they get that stop right there, just why not force them to punt the ball? You've got a great punt returner. See if you can't tack one on right before the half. Just seems like you kind of allowed that final 30 seconds to roll off, and you could have maybe even put a bigger impact on what was a fantastic first half for your ball club.
Well, Nick Fitzgerald looking for his 3rd consecutive bowl win. No other Mississippi State quarterback has done that. And Iowa looking for their first win here in the Outback Bowl in their last 3 appearances. Let's go down to Molly with their head coach.
Thank you, Mark. Coach, how did your team steal back that momentum after a slow start?
Well, you know, they just kept hanging in there, and we made some big plays. Then we went nowhere offensively in the first quarter, obviously. Defense kept us in the game, and we came up with some plays.
How do you get T.J. Hawkinson more involved in the second half?
Well, we'll keep working at that. You know, they're obviously giving him some attention, needless to say. So, we just got to keep playing. It's a 60-minute game. There's a lot of football in front of us. I didn't help us on that last offensive possession. It was dumb football, but defense bailed us out.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Father and son on the sidelines for the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's a family deal. Family over everything. Iowa with the lead at the break.
Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Halftime Report.
It is indeed the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Steamboat coming in here in New Orleans, Louisiana, getting set for what should be a great game between Texas and Georgia. The Georgia Bulldogs, 22nd straight bowl appearance, second longest active streak in FBS, behind only Virginia Tech with 26, whereas the Texas Longhorns, they've played 9 single-score games this season, tied for the most in FBS, 6-3 in such games. Right now, they'll bring up to what's happening with the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. LSU and UCF, Greg McCrae here.
With LSU's defense missing some key pieces on the defensive line and in the secondary, UCF came out trying to run the ball and be more physical.
And so at that point, the Knights were up, and then on the ensuing drive, it's 7-3. Joe Burrow is picked off by Brandon Moore.
Yeah, and it looks familiar. Last year, UCF versus Auburn did the same thing. Picked one off, took it to the house, and you'll see on this play, Joe Burrow takes a hit. Comes into this game, had only thrown 4 interceptions on the season. This would be his 5th, and watch the hit he takes. They go back, they review it, they decided it was not targeting. They throw the penalty for taunting, but he takes a huge hit. Will he be able to come back in this game and get this offense rolling? They're struggling a little bit, only 3 points on the board.
Joey Connors, that hit. Look at the red face. Ed Orgeron clearly displeased. That's 14-3 right now over on ESPN. Mercedes-Benz Superdome, All-State Sugar Bowl coming up 8:45 Eastern tonight. And the band played on here, as you can tell.
You brought the band with you.
I just love that tuba player. That's the best. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway, and Matt Namberg. It's great to have you with us. Texas, we're looking forward to this game against Georgia. The Longhorns defense allowed only 136 rushing yards per game. That's the lowest total in the Big 12. They're going to need that rush defense against Georgia tonight.
You're absolutely right. Georgia might not be very motivated to be in this game, so they thought they should be in the playoff, but what we do know is they have a lot of offensive weapons. DeAndre Swift, Elijah Holyfield in the backfield, Jake Fromm at quarterback. This Texas defense is going to have to bring their A game to slow these guys down. B.J. Foster, you see the slant, gets inside. He's a defensive back, but he's 6'2", 210, compared to the line of scrimmage. And then their leading tackler, Gary Johnson, leads the team in tackles, 5.5 sacks, and watch him stay after it. And this is the way you have to play defense against a Georgia offense. Bring a lot of hats to the party, stay up, get off the ground, and get after them. Charles Omenihu leads the Big 12 in sacks. He'll have to get after Jake Fromm. Don't let him get comfortable. Throws this ball to the sideline. It's picked off. This Texas defense hasn't been great all season, but they're athletic. They'll have to bring their A game to win today.
Yeah, absolutely, because Georgia, 252 rushing yards per game, 11th in the FBS, and there's plenty of weapons there, Jess.
And it's their identity, right, guys? They're averaging 6.1 yards per rush. And when you watch Georgia, they've got all the pieces to be successful. They've got the best tandem of backs in the country in DeAndre Swift and Elijah Holyfield. Offensive line, and they've got receivers downfield that like to block. All the key components you need to be successful, but every good running game starts up front. Here against Georgia Tech, 8 up front in the box. Watch the push this offensive line and these tight ends get. They reestablish the line of scrimmage 3.5 yards downfield. Now if you're DeAndre Swift, it's easy to find a crease. You see it, you put your foot in the ground, you get north-south. Now I talked about this being the best tandem of backs in Swift and Holyfield. Swift, a great combination of size and speed, and what I love about him, he can make people miss. Once he gets outside, cut, his ability to get north-south, had groin problems earlier in the season. When he got healthy, he was a beast. And then Elijah Holyfield, the 1-2 punch. Georgia Tech bringing pressure off the edge. Guard picks that off. It puts Holyfield in the second level. Now watch Mecole Hardman at receiver getting a block, helping spring Holyfield to get to the outside. Texas, we mentioned, has had some struggles. They're not a very good tackling defense. So I think tremendous pressure on them to be physical at the point of attack, stay in their gaps. They're an aggressive defense. They like to blitz. You have to have gap integrity, but they better gang tackle. Bring a lot of hats to the football. Otherwise, the Bulldogs are going to run ripshot.
And they're also going to need to bring a lot of pressure on Jake Fromm. Joey, this is a guy who was top 4 in total QBR. Had a very good season for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he really did. And he's a quarterback that's taken his team to the national championship last season. Didn't get it done. He's been efficient, but you're right. They run the ball. When he's had to throw it over 30 times in a game, 2 times, they lost both games, LSU and Alabama. They need to run it.
All right, so let's take a look at our Capital One Bowl Mania preview, as tonight's Sugar Bowl is the first meeting between Texas and Georgia since the 1984 Cotton Bowl, when the Bulldogs cost the Longhorns a shot at the national championship. Texas is seeking its first 10-win season since 2009 and has already matched a school record with 4 wins against ranked opponents this season. Other major news in college football, this one involving Dana Holgorsen, who has been a mainstay in Morgantown, but now leaving West Virginia for Houston, signing a big money deal there. So surprising to see Holgorsen leaving a Power 5 school to go go to the Cougars, but the price was right and maybe the opportunity was right. Jesse, what's your reaction to the move?
I think it's a great move. He's got familiarity having coached there before, but I think more importantly, familiarity recruiting the state of Texas. Remember, he coached at Texas Tech 8 years, continued recruiting the state of Texas when he was at Oklahoma State and West Virginia. Tom Herman showed what could be possible at Houston when they won a New Year's Six bowl game. Holgorsen, one of the bright offensive minds in the country. We've seen a lot of coaches use this job as a stepping stone, but you mentioned $4 million a year. Yeah. It's a lot of zeros to make somebody want to stay at Houston.
And it's a great move for the AAC. And every year we keep talking about Power 5 teams getting into the playoffs. Can one of these other conferences get in? You bring Tom Holgorsen from West Virginia from the Big 12 to the AAC, it gives your league credibility.
Certainly had an electrifying offense of the Mountaineers. Will Greer, David Sills, Gary Jennings, and so many other playmakers there. All right, as we continue here, plenty of flavor to be enjoyed in New Orleans. What better place to be on New Year's Day? Bourbon Street, well, they cleaned up those streets pretty well, I gotta tell you. Looks immaculate from the way it was at midnight last night. An awesome scene here. The Rose Bowl is always special as well. When we come back from Mercedes-Benz halftime report, Reese Davis and friends will tell us all about what to look forward to with the granddaddy of them all.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. You're watching the Mercedes-Benz halftime report.
105th Rose Bowl. Only two teams have been to the Rose Bowl more often than Ohio State and Washington. This is the 15th appearance for both. First time they've met each other. Buckeyes all-time record in bowl games. A bit surprising. A couple games under 500, but they have owned the Pac-12 in recent years. David Pollack, Desmond Howard joining me. So what is the key to this game between the Buckeyes and the Huskies?
I'm going quarterback play, and it's not for Ohio State. I believe in Dwayne Haskins. Jake Browning. I mean, this is the guy that 2 years ago was on top of his game, 40-something touchdown passes. You know, this year, 16, and it's been up and down. Myles Gaskin in this offense will show up. Washington's defense, I'm not saying they'll get stops and keep them to under 20, but they'll make you earn it. They won't give up big play after big play. Jake Browning in this offense he's going to have to perform well if they're going to win this game.
He got to bring his A game. 10 interceptions in the season, that's not going to cut it. But I think it's going to be Washington's secondary going up against Dwayne Haskins in this receiving core, the most talented receiving core they've seen all year. Washington's #2 in pass defense in the Pac-12. Watch out for number 5, Miles Bryant. He's a guy who's going to come cover the slot. They're going to have a lot of crossing routes they're going to have to contend with. They play a lot of man-to-man. That secondary is going to have to hold up against Ohio State's receiving core.
You saw the graphic there. Washington's allowed just 9 touchdown passes all season. That's third best in the country. That's 2 games for Dwayne Haskins. The last 2, he's thrown 11 in the last 2. Buckeyes and Huskies this afternoon from beautiful Pasadena.
All right, Reese and friends, an update on PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. LSU, UCF, Joe Burrow to Justin Jefferson.
Joe Burrow, tremendous toughness staying in this game after that big hit. Finds his best receiver, Justin Jefferson, here for 22 yards.
The Bayou Bengals down by 4. That game is over on ESPN. And Kentucky, Penn State is underway. This game's over on ABC. 3-0 right now. The Wildcats have the lead as Benny Snell, 6 carries for 26 yards so far. All-State Sugar Bowl, 8:45 Eastern tonight. Bourbon Street, always hopping. 3 for 1. Man, I'll see you guys in a little bit.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz Vans, the all-new Sprinter, built for you.
Clemson and Alabama once again meeting for a championship.
Tagovailoa looking deep in the end zone.
Lawrence lofts it up.
Touchdown! The national championship, Monday on ESPN.
I'm looking forward to that game. Should be a beauty. Only 3 players have thrown 3 touchdown passes in a college football playoff game. 2 of them will be on the field in Santa Clara on Monday. Tua Tagovailoa, 3 touchdowns. Last year's championship game win, 4 in this year's semifinal win against Oklahoma, and Trevor Lawrence was dynamic against Notre Dame. Jesse, how do you evaluate this quarterback?
It comes down to which quarterback makes the most plays, guys. It looks like Tua's ankle is fine after the way we saw him play against Oklahoma. He's got his mobility back. Trevor Lawrence is just the natural, man. He plays with the poise and confidence of a 50-year senior. So best 2 defenses in the country in Alabama and Clemson. Which of these 2 quarterbacks, one's a true freshman, one's a true sophomore, can make the most throws into small windows under duress, I think wins the national championship.
Yeah, I want to see what they do against these defenses. Dexter Lawrence didn't matter for Clemson against Notre Dame as they dominated that game. And then Josh Lupoy, Nick Saban defense from Alabama, nasty up front with their front 4. They'll put pressure on Trevor Lawrence, see if this young quarterback can figure out what to do with 4 rushing, 7 back-end coverage. Can he find someone open? It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, we cannot wait. We'll be there on Friday as our coverage will begin from Santa Clara. An update right now, what's happening with Kentucky and Penn State in the Citrus Bowl. Lynn Bowden Jr. here. Special teams, always huge.
Yeah, usually when we're watching Kentucky highlights, it's Benny Snell. He's running the football physical. This is a huge special teams play for this Kentucky Wildcat team. A lot of people thought they needed a lot of balance on offense to beat Penn State, but special teams has them in the lead.
And so right now it's 10-0. Mississippi State, 17 points they allowed in the second quarter, most they've allowed in any quarter this season. They're down 17-6 against Iowa. As your second half will be coming up, Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath will have you covered right after this.
This is Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome, everyone. You're watching the Outback Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. From beautiful Tampa, Florida, on January 1st, 2019. Yeah, it's a little toasty here in Central Florida, but down here we just call it Tuesday. All right? Spoken like a true Florida resident. Mark Jones chopping it up with Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath joining us in just a bit. Mississippi State held a brief lead, and through 30 minutes of football, Dusty, really it's boiled down to 3 pivotal key plays in the first half.
That's exactly right. They're game-changing type of plays for this Iowa Hawkeye football team. They had nothing going whatsoever. It was all Mississippi State early. Then a play-action pass. They hit Nick Easley wide open, right up the seam, and all of a sudden there was life in this Iowa football team. Then they come right back, and it's A.J. Epinesa with the sack fumble. Iowa recovers it 2 plays later. Look at the pinpoint accuracy, the ball placement from Nate Stanley. Those 3 plays have us to the point we are now. It's 17-6 Iowa. Another key part that second quarter, the penalties for Mississippi State, almost as many penalty yards as they had offensive output. Just a wild second quarter, very much in the favor of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, Stanley completed his first 8 passes of the ball game. Molly, what do you have from Mississippi State side of the field?
Well, Mark, Joe Moorhead talking about those penalties that Dusty mentioned. 6 penalties for 70 yards. He was extremely frustrated, said that was the first thing that they approached in the locker room, and told his team, you need to approach the second half with a lot more composure. We easily could have been up by 2 scores if not for those mistakes. And the seniors were very upset in the locker room. They requested to speak to the entire team before the coaches spoke to them. And their message, this is it. We have no other chance. We need to win this.
Remember, going back after that Florida loss, it was Jonathan Abram who spoke to the entire football team, holding everyone accountable. I wonder if a similar type of conversation was had at the break.
Yeah, he has so much gravity and weight with his teammates. On the return, this is Smith-Marset trying to reverse his field. And he's going to end up losing a bunch of yards all the way back to the 12. It'll be first down and 10 for Nate Stanley. You've been in the locker room, Dusty. Tell me about these players-only meetings. Do they work? Do they not? Somewhere in between? Why do they work? Why do they fail?
Depends on whose voice it is, right? If they're a true leader, right, and the guys in the locker room buy into what that guy's saying, absolutely it works. Does it always lead to a victory or instant gratification? No, but if you got a leader that's going to step up and hold guys accountable, if everybody in that locker room trusts that guy, respects that guy, absolutely, it holds a lot of water. And I know Jonathan Abram, his voice, it resonates inside that locker room, and I'd be very surprised if he wasn't one of those seniors that stood up and had something to say at the break.
Well, we got a flag on the field here on the kickoff. Looks like we have an offside penalty, and going to do it over again, perhaps.
I hate to say it, but shooting themselves in the foot again.
Yeah.
Iowa was going to be backed up all the way inside their own 15. Mississippi State would have been able to start out in prime real estate defensively to start the half. Offsides on the opening kickoff, and Molly mentioned it. Joe Moorhead even prefaced it. Coming out of halftime, they got to fix the penalties. And here, before we even start the second half, a penalty on the opening kickoff.
Hey, things haven't exactly gone smoothly for Joe Moorhead's team. Going back to their flight trying to get here, they were supposed to arrive the day after Christmas at about 5:30 p.m. Because of mechanical issues with their plane. They were delayed several subsequent times, didn't get here until about 1:30 p.m. on the 27th. And they had about 70 players elect to make their own way down here to Florida from Starkville, Mississippi. But trying circumstances just to make it here, and didn't have their first practice until about 2.5, 3 days almost after Christmas. So we do it again on the kickoff return. Nice alley for Smith-Marset. All the way out to the 43-yard line. Well, coming up later on ESPN, it's the granddaddy of them all. Number 9, Washington, taking on number 6, Ohio State in the Rose Bowl game. Presented by Northwestern Mutual. Following that, Texas against Georgia, 15-5, meeting the All-State Sugar Bowl. Both games available on the ESPN app. Also, you can watch them anywhere. Who do you like in those two games?
Ohio State, I just think they're going to play well in Urban's last game. And I like Georgia to beat Texas, but I think Texas and Tom Herman make it a little bit more interesting than what some of the people out west think.
A good bounce back year for the Longhorns. First down and 10. That's going to be Sargent. Talk about some great bowl games coming up. Texas has played in some close ones this year as we see what games are left on the schedule with the bowl game look ahead, brought to you by ServPro.
It'd be a huge win for Tom Herman and Texas if they could get to 10 wins and win a Sugar Bowl in year number 2. Well on their way to getting Texas back. But a Georgia football team, I'll be interested to see what their motivation is not making it in the college football playoff. If they show up seriously, they're going to be tough to deal with.
Stanley drills one complete at the 45-yard line to Brandon Smith. A 12-yard gain. Brandon Smith right there, number 12. An interesting story. His dad ran track and field at Mississippi State. His sister did the same. His mom ran track at Ole Miss. Mississippi State didn't offer him a scholarship until after Iowa did. It was too late. He had gone up to Iowa City, loved the surroundings and the coaching staff. And now in his sophomore year, being very productive at 25 catches on the season. Little blitz coming off the edge, and they get to Stanley. They envelop him and sack him. Abram, one of the first guys to get there at the 47. Had some company with Sweat.
Well, they love to bring him off the edge, and we talked about this earlier. He moved into the nickel position about 3 games ago against Alabama, and he's just going to be coming in fly off the edge. Watch him run through the running back. Mekhi Sargent just throws him out of the way, and him and Montez Sweat meet at the quarterback. It's exactly what Bob Shoop and this defense needed to start the second half. Pressure and that attacking, aggressive style of defense. Big-time play by Jonathan Abram.
Second down and 17. Stanley has time, picked up. One man to beat for Gay. Willie Gay finally tackled by Stanley. First and goal, Bulldogs. The defensive play they were looking for.
And they had to have it. This defense has been the calling card for this team all year. They've stepped up when they've had to. And Willie Gay with a huge play as he reads the eyes of the quarterback, Nate Stanley. Eyes right there on him. You see him viewing the quarterback. Steps right in front of Smith-Marset. Outstanding job by Willie Gay, being in the position he needs to be, reading the eyes of Nate Stanley, and getting a big, big turnover as he puts on the dog collar over on the sidelines.
Willie Gay, a big part of that defense. First and goal from the 6. Fitzgerald with a couple blockers in front of him, and he's going to lose a couple of yards back at the 8. Parker Hesse making the tackle.
Nice job by Parker Hesse. Talking about seniors, another senior right there, former walk-on who's been an outstanding player for this football team. Honorable mention All Big Ten this year in his final game as a Hawkeye, doing a nice job setting the edge and getting Nick Fitzgerald to the ground. Senior class has been fantastic for Kirk Ferentz and looking in on a high note.
13 of them playing their final game. Fitzgerald hands it off. Hill trying to get to the edge. Spins and gets down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Hesse again there to make the tackle on the 6-yard gain. This is where Moorhead's offensive line can have to roll up their sleeves and man up.
This is an area where we see a lot of quarterback run game. We see Colin Hill could get this football, but a lot of times Nick Fitzgerald calls his own number.
Fitzgerald out of the shotgun. Hill to his right. Hill on the toss. Great move. Oh, he hit him with the sauce. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
Message heard from the Mississippi State football team from their seniors at halftime. Great job by Molly telling us that the seniors had something to say at the break. It was Jonathan Abram with a big sack, the takeaway, and they cap it off with a touchdown as Mississippi State going for 2, looking to make this a field goal game here early in the second half.
Striking quickly and capitalizing off the interception by Willie Gay. Fitzgerald and Thompson both on the field. Fitzgerald almost intercepted and batted down by Matt Nelson, so it remains a 5-point game. Willie Gay with a big play defensively for Joe Moorhead's team. Read it, picked it, and took it all the way down to make it 1st and goal where Hill took over. We'll be back to Tampa right after this.
Mississippi State capitalizing on that Willie Gay interception, and the entire sideline was celebrating, everyone except for Jonathan Abram. He sat alone, no smile on his face. He even walked over to the defensive line to critique them. He looks like a man on a mission, Dusty, and I know that you spoke with him yesterday and you saw that intensity too.
Absolutely, that's the way this guy plays. He is focused, he's dialed in, and until this game's over and they win the game, Jonathan Abram won't be satisfied.
Pretty good celebration by the rest of his teammates there. On their turn, Smith-Marset went airborne. Wow! And McLaurin recovered the ball.
Recovered in the field of play by the kicking team. 1st down.
Mississippi State ball.
Wow, what a turn of events with what looks like the 2nd turnover to start this second half. Smith-Marset dove forward, ball goes out. Looked like a helmet hit right on the football. His own player, 46, the fullback, Austin Kelly.
And Mark McLaurin recovered it in the field of play.
Smith-Marset, he dives forward to get more
Mississippi
yardage.
State, their 1st of the half.
And he runs into his own player.
Ooh, that's about as bizarre a play as you're going to see.
30 seconds.
Now the Iowa Hawkeye defense charged with trying to find a way to get a stop.
Boy, 2019 got really interesting. Didn't it?
Wow.
That was a bizarre-looking sequence.
2 Iowa turnovers here within the first 4 minutes. This second half, unopportune for one of the best kick returners in all of college football. I agree with you, a bizarre play. You will not see this very often.
I was kind of transfixed on Smith-Marset doing the somersault and going airborne. And these guys, well, the picture kind of says it all. A disconsolate look etched across their countenance. And the dog collar belongs to McLaurin for now. See if they take a shot here on 1st down. Fitzgerald keeps it. still on his feet. Nick Fitzgerald got to the corner. Puts it up. Touchdown! Happy New Year, Mississippi State!
That's an outstanding job by Nick Fitzgerald.
Stayed on his feet,
just
Dusty.
making people miss, running through arm tackles. Wow, that's a great individual effort, getting it done by himself.
A couple of guys missed tackles along the way. He had a little bit of company down the sidelines once he broke those tackles.
What an electric start to the second half here in Tampa. Nick Fitzgerald been doing a long time. You better wrap that big man up as he takes it to the house, and Mississippi State regains the lead. What you got, Awa? You're up next.
I'm coming for the medal. Running to another level. Are you hungry? Are you hungry for victory? What does victory taste like? What does victory taste like? It tastes like me! Because Outback is giving away free bloomin' onions if the SEC wins the Outback Bowl!
And coconut shrimp for everyone if the Big Ten wins!
Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules.
A February to remember. A June to remember. Or an October to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing.
I'm part of the Chevy family. We're part of the Chevy family, too.
And we'd like you to join us as we kick off the new year.
That's why our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay
is what we pay, and not a cent more.
It's our way of saying
Happy New Year!
Use your employee discount for everyone to get a total value of $12,500 on this Silverado when you finance with GM Financial.
See your 5-star Chevy dealer.
After months of wearing only a tiger costume, we're finally going on the trip I've been promising. Because with Expedia, I saved when I added a hotel to our flight. So even when she outgrows her costume, we'll never outgrow the memory of our adventure together.
Unlock savings when you add select hotels to your existing trip. Only when you book with Expedia.
The Outback Bowl, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Hurry in January 2nd for your free bloomin' onion or coconut shrimp. Lexus, experience amazing. And Tostitos, for every kind of fan.
As part of playing the Outback Bowl, both teams participating in a fun week of activities in Tampa, including bowling. Guys went to check out a Lightning hockey game. And the guys got on the ice and actually had a little bit of fun. They went to Clearwater Beach and a lot more. Let's do this kickoff thing again. Smith-Marset this time didn't go airborne, didn't have the ball knocked out by his own teammate, and didn't have Mississippi State recover it.
This game just completely changed trajectories. Wow.
On a dime.
I mean, we got a ball game here, partner.
Yeah, 18 seconds between turnovers.
You said this would be the most exciting year in the history of college football.
I declared it, that's right. You're right.
Started the right way.
Thanks for reminding me, Dusty. Torn Young in the backfield on 1st and 10.
Pressure, Jonathan Abram up top.
Young got down at about the 37-yard line. Errol Thompson making the tackle on the play. The Iowa Hawkeye offense has run that kind of stretch zone, if that's what that was, Dusty. Not quite sure, but looked like it's a play that's been in their playbook forever, going back to the days of Gallery and some of the other talented offensive linemen they've had here at Iowa. 2nd and 7. Pass complete to Torin Young. Thompson again making the tackle. It'll be 3rd down. About 5 to go.
Swarming Mississippi State defense running to the football. Good protection for Nate Stanley. And as soon as he finds his running back out of the backfield, it's catch tackle for the linebacker Errol Thompson. 2nd team All-SEC and a sure tackler for this defense. 3rd and medium. See if Bob Shoop heats it up or sits back and plays a little coverage.
But a quiet day for T.J. Hawkinson, the leading receiver and Mackey Award winner
Timeout, Mississippi
for Iowa.
State, their 2nd of the half.
We're going to stay right here.
30
What do you make
seconds.
of the fact that it's been a quiet day for him? Is that by design, or is it a situation where you think that this Mississippi State defense has done a pretty good job in keeping him in check?
Mississippi State defense has done a nice job keeping him in check. You know, they're rolling coverage over to his side, but you've got to make it an effort to get the Mackey Award winner of the football. And to me, this spot, 3rd and 4, I go back to the last game Iowa played against Nebraska. A big 4th and 8, they had to have a play. They go to T.J. Hawkinson, and he's a sure-handed, good route-running, pass-catching tight end, and a great option for Nate Stanley. So if there was ever a time to get T.J. Hawkinson involved and going, it's right here on a big 3rd down where their offense needs to pick this up and keep their defense off the field.
3rd and 4. There he is. Smith-Marset in motion. Stanley going up top. And a flag thrown. Jonathan Abram was there covering Smith-Marset. They were both seemingly jostling, but it's like we're going to get pass interference against the defense.
Jonathan Abram.
Pass interference, defense, number 41. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Sorry, Mark McLaurin, the other safety for Mississippi State. Too much contact before the pass arrived. And, it was 38, Jonathan Abram. He never got turned around. He got tied up with the wide receiver. Too much contact down the field. And it's the right call by the official.
Well, Mark, T.J. Hawkinson may be a little distracted in this game. He admitted to me he still doesn't know if he's going to return to school or go to the NFL draft, and you can tell he's torn up about this decision. He told me he's been turning off his phone lately, trying to drown out all the noise.
Yeah, I bet, Molly, he's attracting a lot of attention from people trying to feed him information. Mackey Award winner playing. Noah Fant not available today. He chose not to play in the bowl game. And Dusty, just to present both sides of this debate, which is a prevailing one, a burgeoning one in college football, guys passing on bowl games. I totally understand a guy who has done all he's done to get his draft stock where it should be and doesn't feel like they want to put their future in peril. It is somewhat at times hypocritical for others to say, others who are making $6 million, $7 million a year, to say that a kid should be playing. Stanley sacked back at the 47-yard line by Simmons and Willie Gay. And Hawkinson, for one, said, hey, I understand my teammate not wanting to play. I'm okay with it. It's just a personal choice, right? Is that the way it plays out?
That's the way it plays out. I agree. It's a business decision, and if you decide you don't want to play, you put yourself in a position to go make money, that's fine. I will say I salute and respect the guys that look at this as, I'm not going to quit on my teammates. I'm going to finish the season and play it out. I'm okay if you want to say I want to be a pro, but I applaud the guys that stick it out and finish the season and play in these bowl games.
Stanley back to pass. Little backside heat coming. Iowa's bench is looking for a flag. Felt that Stanley was hit late by Montez Sweat.
Montez Sweat was barreling down on Nate Stanley here on the near sidelines. While John over on the sidelines with the Hawkeye bench, making him sweat over there.
He was still in play.
I think when the initial shove happened, I think Nate Stanley was still in play. And John over there with the Iowa Hawkeyes.
There's a guy that's going to be playing on Sundays next year. Montez Sweat graduated in December. Potential first-round pick.
FWA All-American, 11 sacks this year, 10 and a half last year.
I'm still disappointed he didn't know who Jason Taylor was when you brought that up with him. Come on, man, he's not that old.
No, he's not that old. He reminds me of Jason Taylor, 6'6", 245, got a really good long arm off the edge. He's gotten better at playing the run, becoming a more well-rounded defensive end. And, you know, one of the best recruiting jobs that Joe Moorhead and this staff did when they first got here was getting him to stay from last year.
Please reset the game clock to 8 minutes, 5 seconds.
He thought about, he led the SEC in sacks last year. He thought about coming out, but he said, I want to come back.
The clock will start on the snap.
Better, and I want to make myself some money. And Montez Sweat has made himself a lot of money this season.
Sweat, a guy that began his career.
Please reset the game clock to 8 minutes, 9 seconds, 8:09.
Began his career at Michigan State and transferred.
Thank you.
You know, that's the other thing. Don't want to hear people complaining about transferring anymore when you have coaches leaving schools without even coaching a game. And players should be able to pursue their dreams as well as they see fit. Deer on the fair catch. Sweat and Taylor.
Tell the tape. Pretty darn spot on, right?
Same guy.
We're going to see if Montez Sweat can do his Jason Taylor today and at the next level.
Boom! On the money.
Oh, my God! There's the tap!
Incredible finish. Unbelievable!
And welcome back, everyone, to Tampa. Mississippi State with a thirst-quenching lead so far. A couple of big plays in the ball game. Fitzgerald brought down by Matt Nelson and Hockaday.
Nice job by Matt Nelson. Big man in the middle. You mentioned Anthony Nelson, 6'7". Matt Nelson, 6'8", 295. Honorable mention, all Big Ten, really mans the middle of that front. That big wingspan's got like 7 pass breakups on the year.
Could have been a good power forward, Dusty. 7.5 minutes to go. Third quarter. Fitzgerald can hurt you with his legs. Ran for a touchdown. Earlier in the game, makes it out to the 30, close to the first down. This game has really swung on a handful of pivotal plays, sudden plays.
Yeah, Nick Easley, 75-yard touchdown. And then after a sack fumble, a quick score. And then it's been the exact opposite for Mississippi State in the second half. Turnover led to that score, then a fumble kickoff. The Nick Fitzgerald touchdown run, and here we set 19-17. 6 and change left to go in the third.
Third down and 1. They spotted it back at the 29. Fitzgerald is going to keep it again. Patiently wait for a hole and pick up about 4 on the play out to the 33-yard line. Nick Fitzgerald completing 53% of his passes coming to this ball game. Fitzgerald looking to become the first Mississippi State quarterback to win 3 bowls as a starter. Not even Dak Prescott did that.
His 7th 100-yard rushing game of the season already in the books. Just such a weapon, utilizing the ground game for his entire career.
Yeah, 21 100-yard rushing games in his Mississippi State esteemed career. Lunging forward, Matt Nelson tripped him up. You know, speaking of Matt Nelson, number 96 on that defensive front for Iowa. Matt Nelson actually took his MCAT. There he is there. And during one of his knee procedures, he asked the doctor not to give him any anesthesia. He wanted to watch his own knee operation as Keaton Thompson comes into the ball game.
His commitment to his future craft, I would say. My goodness.
Thompson brought down after a gain of 1, but he actually had a chance to watch the DVD of it. The doctor said, no, I can't do that. But yeah, he looking to become an orthopedic surgeon when his football career is over. 6'8" out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Has that recording of his meniscus scope. You never asked to watch your own, right?
I've had 2 ACL reconstructions. I want him to put me out immediately. Big third down here for this Iowa Hawkeye defense.
Fitzgerald had it tipped at the line of scrimmage. Caught, intercepted by Nelson. Anthony Nelson.
I think it was Anthony Nelson with the tip.
And it looks like Iowa recovered it.
Chauncey Golston initially looked like he intercepted the pass.
It's Iowa football. It was tipped by Nelson. There was a pack of players there. And it's Iowa football.
Iowa brought a blitz. Mississippi State was set at the wide receiver screen. The blitz comes home. Anthony Nelson gets that big paw up in the air. And then it's Golston from the inside, jumps up and gets it. A defensive lineman's dream. And we mentioned sudden change. Another sudden change with Iowa getting the football back in action with a chance to take the lead here in the third.
See if they take a shot here on first down. From the 32, Stanley throws a rope complete to Brandon Smith, and Smith picks up the first down. 12-yard gain.
After Iowa's last drive, Mark, TJ Hawkinson was very frustrated on the sideline. He was visibly upset, and coaches were telling him to calm down and relax multiple times. He is frustrated by their inability to get him the ball, and he is letting it get to his head. Let's see how he responds on this drive.
Zeros across the board for him. That is the best tight end in the country, folks, the Mackey Award winner, TJ Hawkinson. Non-impactful so far this afternoon. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Stanley under duress, and he avoids the sack. Incomplete, but he took a hit.
The pass was legal. Number 12 was in the area. Second down.
No grounding there because of the receiver in the area. Let's take a look at the hot topics around college football, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Well, Noah Fant not playing today. How much do you think they're missing him?
Absolutely. He's a big piece of their offense. Talking with Brian Ferentz, he said he's their number 3 option. So they're having to change a lot of the sets they get in and where they like to go with the football. No doubt it's had an impact with his absence.
Bryce Love also sitting out the bowl game. Stanford got the win yesterday. Second down and 10. Stanley on the out pattern, complete to Smith-Marset. And it's going to be 3 yards short of the first down with third down coming up.
That's what's just really still confused that they haven't even targeted him once yet. I've been watching all game. Mississippi State has tried to do some things and take him away, but it's not like they're bracketing him or double covering him. It's just Nate Stanley, for whatever reason, has not gone to his top target. That's a big loss. But Jamal Peters, the senior cornerback,
Chris Rayford backs him up.
Heads over to the sidelines.
Let's see if they go at Chris Rayford, the new guy that's just come in the game.
Hawkinson and 84 Nick Easley, their third down targets.
Got a trips left formation. They look that way. The pass complete. Let's look at the spot. They're going to spot it short. Abram knocked Easley out of bounds. And Abram is like, nope, it's not going to happen here. 4th and about 1 to go.
It's a really good play by Jonathan Abram on the far sideline.
Did you go for it here?
Nick Easley. I don't know. I kicked the field goal. I'll be honest with you. But Kirk Ferentz, it looks like he's going to roll the dice. Just haven't had much, if any, success running the football today. Field goal gives you the lead. I would kick it.
Let's look at what they've done. 16 of 24 on the season on 4th down. Little 2-back set here in the offset eye. Little play fake. Stanley going to try and do it himself, and he will. 1st and goal, Hawkeyes.
Well, that's a tough play for Nate Stanley. A lot of people say he looks like Big Ben in the black and gold, and the big 6'4", 243. Well, this play's kind of Big Ben-esque. Play action, nothing's there, and he's just going to make it happen. Get that big frame. He's not extremely fleet of foot, but he's tough to tackle, and it's a huge, crucial first down for this Iowa Hawkeye football team. Big-time play by the junior quarterback.
Stanley fires complete. No signal yet. Now touchdown. Nick Easley with his second. I tell you what, he got a great block from Kyle Gronoweg. And Easley with a second touchdown.
The ruling of a touchdown is under review.
The official down there in the corner took a while. We're going to look at this to see where he was pushed and tackled out of bounds. The ruling on the field is a touchdown. Let's take one more look.
Okay, let's take a look here. Nick Easley working out in the flats. Excellent blocking. Brandon Smith on the edge as Easley goes for the pylon. Let's see where that football is when he hits the pylon. Here we go.
This is a little more conclusive. Or not.
And look, if the front edge of that football crosses the beginning of that goal line, that's a touchdown. One more from up top. I think that's going to be tough to overturn, partner.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any conclusive evidence that would overturn the ruling on the field. I think this touchdown's going to stand. And Iowa going to grab this lead back. On a sudden change, once again, turnovers playing a crucial role in this game today.
After review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
There you go.
And that's why Kirk Ferentz is a model of consistency, and he's been doing it 20 years, and I'm up here in a booth. See, he goes for it, gets the touchdown. I love this play. Hold freezer right there, guys. He's going to work out. Watch the blocking on the outside, and a big-time touchdown for the Hawkeye offense.
Extra point is good. It's 24-19, and a very interesting third quarter. We've seen a little bit of everything. Easley with his first career 2-touchdown game. Well, Monday on ESPN, Clemson and Alabama face off in the College Football Playoff National Championship game presented by AT&T. Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Also streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can watch the game anywhere. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
This is Alabama, Clemson, Chapter 4.
4th straight year.
Good or not for college football?
I think it's fine. I like it. I'm fine with that. Everybody else got to get better.
Okay.
Okay with that?
Simple?
I mean,
people sometimes don't like dominance. Excellence and dominance can be polarizing.
Right.
I'm with you.
I mean, Nick Saban.
I love guys that dominate.
Dabo Swinney done a heck of a job. Yeah. It should make other people raise their level to try to get to where they're at and try to beat them. And Kirby Smart isn't far off. Yep. Lincoln Riley isn't far off. So I know a lot of people upset about it. I don't think it's bad. Everybody else just got to find a way to get better.
Free kick, fair catch. The ball
hey, Chris Cotter,
at the 25-yard
coach has got to get
line.
one of those Nick Saban helicopters to get better, right?
It always helps. You can get around when you need to. Right now, Coach O, he's just watching his quarterback get better and better. Joe Burrow's having himself a pretty good day. 3 touchdown passes on the game. This is 2. His second one to Justin Jefferson. LSU by 10 over on ESPN in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
Back here, yeah, you know, they've got great resources at Alabama and Clemson and have made the most of them.
Yes, they have. No question.
1:55 to go in the third quarter. Kylan Hill in at tailback. Gets a chance here and put his hat down, picked up about 3. Matt Hankins made the tackle.
Mark, Mississippi State's All-American center Elton Jenkins has had medical training staff working on him this entire second half. He's in the medical tent right now. They're focusing on his lower back with a lot of stretching and hydrating. I haven't heard word, but that definitely affects the way that Nick Fitzgerald is protected.
Darrell Williams is starting left guard, goes to center. Michael Story steps in at left guard. So a little bit of shuffling along that Bulldog offensive line.
And no fatal results with the snap either yet. Hill picks up about 3 on the play. It has been a seesaw battle with various lead changes. Mississippi State scored first, and things really got interesting. Iowa with the next 17, and then Mississippi State countered with 13, and Iowa with the last touchdown.
Iowa with 4 defensive ends along the defensive line to rush the passer.
Fitzgerald fires high and incomplete. Intended for Guidry. So it'll be 4th down.
Nick Fitzgerald just off a little bit, overshoots Stephen Guidry on the far sidelines. Like cover 2 over there as Guidry got behind the cornerback, tried to fit it in front of the safety, and Fitzgerald overshoots his target. That's a quick 3 and out that Mississippi State did not need.
There's Groneweg, #1 punt returner in the Big Ten Conference. Took one back against Illinois earlier this year. This is the 4th punt of the afternoon for Tucker Day. Hasn't had any block this year. Gets off a great punt. Wow. Groneweg watching it go over his head. 70 yards on that punt. Anything in the air that long should have had a movie on it. It'll come back out, 1st down and 10. 34 seconds to go. That distance of 70 yards ties an Outback Bowl record.
Now going back to Nick Easley with 2 touchdowns on the day, I thought it was interesting. We talked with Bob Shue. What he called him was a New England Patriot prototype out of the slot. He's kind of looking like that today. And Brian Ferentz, formerly a New England Patriot offensive coach, utilizing Nick Easley similar to the way the Patriots do with their guys.
Single back set. This is Kelly Martin. Nowhere to go. Montez Sweat amongst the tacklers there, along with Simmons and Thompson.
Jeffrey Simmons, he came to play today. I mean, the first play of the game, he gets a tackle for loss, and he's been a disruptive force all day long. Played his final game as a Mississippi State Bulldog. He was telling me yesterday how much this game meant to him and the seniors. Gary Green, from the moment he stepped foot on campus, these guys have believed in him, and he wanted to finish his career the right way for those teammates, and they put 4 up in the air.
He's got 15 minutes to go. Hawkeyes with a 5-point lead after 3 quarters. Hawkeye fans, they got a hunka burning love for their Hawkeyes. We'll be back, folks. 15 minutes to go. Thank you very much.
Young forever.
The Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual, tonight at 5 on ESPN.
Ow, it hurts that you're not using smarter tools to manage your business. You work too hard to work this hard. Collecting receipts? Is it the 80s? Does anybody have a mixtape I can borrow? You should be chasing pets, not chasing payments. QuickBooks gives you a sweet set of business tools that'll do all the hard work for you. You may groom corgis, but you don't have to work like a dog.
You earned it. We're here to make sure you get it.
It's time to get yours.
QuickBooks, backing you.
A May to remember. A July to remember. Or a September to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
On a shocking season finale of Fansville.
National championship trophy's been stolen, and everyone's a suspect.
Who would steal the trophy?
You'd have to be a big fan. You think I did it? Which one of you took it?
You like your Dr. Pepper, don't you?
Yeah. Give me a name.
Julie, are you sure you didn't take it?
Are you wearing a wire? Are you wearing
Talk to my guy on the inside. He's your ticket, man.
Hello, Sheriff.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. I can't stand.
Seriously?
Yeah! I can't stand. I put a spell on you.
Again?
Welcome to the final days of Toyotathon. We've got some great deals.
I need something to go with the snowboard I got for Christmas.
How about the RAV4?
Sick.
We got bikes! Tacoma! Woo!
I got into a situationship.
Sounds complicated. Let's get you into a better situation with the Corolla hatchback.
It's the final days to get $1,000 cash back on a new 2019 Tacoma, $1,500 back on remaining 2018 4Runners, or $3,500 cash back on 2018 Tundras.
We got keys!
Toyota, let's go places.
Spectrum Mobile now has the iPhone XS with a breakthrough dual camera system, so I can take amazing photos. And with Spectrum Mobile's unmatched network, I can easily share those photos with the whole world.
That's 7.5 billion people.
I only send them to my friends.
Oh, so me and your mom? By the way, we think you need to get out more.
Why are you talking to my mom?
Lorraine? She's a riot. I call her Larazy because she's crazy.
Want the amazing new iPhone XS? Choose Spectrum Mobile.
She's a firecracker.
No. Got a good game. That's all we need at this point, right? You're watching the Outback Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Look at the respective temperatures in Starkville, Iowa City, and we'd all rather be in Tampa right now. It's pretty simple, folks. Beautiful day, low humidity. Shout out to the people watching at Clearwater Beach. First down and 10, incomplete. Intended for Sargent.
Just missed Sargent on the wheel route. Matched up man-to-man with Willie Gay, and he had a step on him, and Nate Stanley just overshot the good pass-catching running back out of the backfield. He hits him in stride. That's a big play for this Iowa offense.
3rd and long.
That's a 3rd and long, where, as I've said all day today, it's an area where Mississippi State likes to bring pressure. Got to force that ball out of Stanley's hand quickly.
Keep an eye on Montez Sweat. Got his hand in the dirt on the top of your screen. Almost got there. Stanley got sandwiched. He got a piece of his arm as he tried to throw it. Montez Sweat in there again. And it forces a 4th down.
Well, it's Jeffrey Simmons and it's Montez Sweat. And as we thought, Mississippi State, once again, they're going to bring pressure. Both these guys, watch them work. Watch them work inside. And their ability to rush the passer. I mean, both guys just stop. Never stop. Just keep coming, keep working. Pressure on the quarterback, and Nate Stanley unable to locate his intended target.
Sweat having an impactful afternoon. Here's the punt. Last hit of it. Deere on the return. Tripped up in the open field at the 48. And he felt he left something out there. Hooker with the tackle. Molly,
Mark,
what's it like down there?
Well, you mentioned the temperature here in Tampa. It says it's about 80-something degrees. It's closer to 90 degrees on the field, and a lot of players on Mississippi State sidelines are getting stretched out. They're drinking pickle juice to keep hydrated. And Elton Jenkins currently receiving IV fluids in the medical tent. He has 5 members of the training staff tending to him right now.
Hold on a second. Pickle juice. Is that a Gatorade flavor, Molly, or is that pickle juice, pickle juice?
It's pickle juice, pickle juice.
It's heavy
they took the
sodium.
pickles out.
You don't drink pickle juice?
Hey, listen, man.
Jar of pickles in the fridge, you don't tilt it back a little bit?
I'm old enough to remember when people took salt pills for not cramping.
It's the same thing. Pickle juice.
Harris Williams in the backfield on 1st down. Fitzgerald taking a shot on the post. Got it. 1st and goal at the 1. Guidry with the catch. So the wide receivers finally make an indelible mark on this game. A 51-yard catch and run by Guidry.
Play action pass, and the protection was outstanding. They give plenty of time to Nick Fitzgerald to locate his wide receiver. They fake the toss. Great protection, and Stephen Guidry all alone running down the field, and a perfect pass by Nick Fitzgerald for a huge play for this offense.
Great way to start the fourth quarter. Fitzgerald keeps it, and they're going to lose a couple of yards. Anthony Nelson there. 2nd and goal coming up.
Nice job by Anthony Nelson staying square, not turning his shoulders, staying square, and being able to make a good form tackle on the quarterback, Nick Fitzgerald. We've seen several times Nick Fitzgerald elude tacklers, run through arm tackles, but Anthony Nelson in perfect position.
2nd and goal. Fitzgerald's going to try and do it again, and stopped again. Loses another yard. Hesse there along with Nelson. So it's 3rd and goal.
Parker Hesse, the senior, has meant so much. A true leader for this defense, stepping up and making a play. And Anthony Nelson, been a mainstay all year. Steps up in on that tackle as well. Huge 3rd down. See if this Iowa Hawkeye defense can bow their back and come up with a crucial stop.
4 receivers in on this formation. They spread out the defense again. Fitzgerald keeps it. He will make it. 4th down. The Hawkeye defense intransigent once again. Non-negotiable. And in comes the field goal unit. A disconsolate head coach, Moorhead.
Well, this time it's Jamon Colbert. Watch him come over the top. He's going to be the free hitter. He's going to work right over the top. He's going to come to balance. He's in perfect position to make the hit on Nick Fitzgerald. And then it's a host of Hawkeyes. Wow, what a stop by this Hawkeye defense up against the goal line to force this field goal.
This one's already made 2 from 44 and 42. This one from 20. But you have to feel like the Hawkeyes got a win out of that sequence.
That's a big win.
Even though they give up the field goal. The big play was that catch by Guidry, 51 yards. And it's a 2-point game. Mississippi State trying to look for their first win in the Outback Bowl.
The National Championship game, Monday at 8 on ESPN.
A true winner doesn't seek only the title. A true winner seeks growth. A true winner seeks greatness. It's the journey. It's the challenge. If you reach your goal, set a bigger goal. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. Don't tell me it's over. I'm just getting warmed up.
Time for a new cabin air filter? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube replace filters, change oil, and more. You can do more in a Jiffy.
For decades, banks have been getting away with it. Charging you excess fees, making you wait in line, keeping billions of dollars of your interest. They've been treating you like you're lucky to have them. That's not right. Show them who's the boss of your money. You. Better is out there. Ally. Do it right.
Turn cleaning up into child's play with storage solutions in all shapes and sizes, all from the Home Depot. Like HDX 27-gallon totes for just $8.98. You can even buy online and pick up in store, only at the Home Depot.
Hey Google, add aftershave to my shopping list.
Taco Bell invites you to a world that defies all logic. A place where burritos are filled with delicious nachos or indulgent chicken enchiladas, all for the unbelievable price of $1. No, you're not having a delicious burrito dream. You're eating the new $1 Grande Burritos from Taco Bell's new Cravings Value menu. Value beyond belief.
I am the Wild. If you want to survive, you need to get through me. The NFL playoffs start on ESPN and ABC. Colts, Texans, Saturday at 4:35 Eastern.
Welcome back, everyone, to the longest-running sponsored bowl game in bowl history, the 33rd edition of the Outback Bowl. Mississippi State and Iowa. I'll tell you what, I'll take a coconut shrimp over a bloomin' onion all day. Smith Marset on the kickoff return. And I've seen the way you devour food, partner. You're good.
Hey,
You're
man,
good.
I just want to know why we can't just enjoy both. Why's one got to be better than the other? I think it's all good.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's kind of the flavor down here. And I tell you what, if we have time after the game, I'll take you up for one of those. That's a Cuban sandwich. They make great ones, especially in Ybor City, which has a great reputation for food and wonderful Cuban heritage. Part of the migratory pattern that came up through the Caribbean and stopped here in the Tampa area.
If you're making lunch, I'm eating. I know that.
Oh, I'm buying. I'm not making.
Okay.
Iowa's offense trying to eat right now. Leading by 2 with 11:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath down to the sidelines. And a happy new year from all of us at ESPN to all of you and your families, wherever you might be. New York to LA to Norman, Oklahoma to Toronto, Canada to Miami, Florida, Stamford, Connecticut, New York, New York. That pass a little bit high and incomplete, intended for Sargent. So quickly it's third down for Nate Stanley. Described by his teammates, they'll be the first ones to tell you he's not very demonstrative, very quiet. But, you know, in playing behind C.J. Beathard for a couple of years, he learned the value of being able to express himself when need be. And he and Beathard maintain a pretty close relationship.
Very efficient down the stretch. We just showed you pictures of that thumb. He's been dealing with that thumb injury since way back in Penn State.
And where is Hawkinson? No receptions today. Instead, they've gone Easley's way a lot, like they do there, out to the 30-yard line. Hawkinson was in blocking on that play.
Jonathan Abram once again flies in from out of the screen, making a play on Nick Easley, well short of the line to gain. Talked about chatting with him yesterday, how serious he is.
Yeah, with him, you know, the coaches tell us it's not ready, aim, fire. It's ready, fire, aim. He's one of those guys that thinks that it's better to ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
He's pulling the trigger every time, that's for sure.
Ball bounces out of bounds. Bulldogs will have good field position, trailing by 2 points, 10:33 to go. There's a look at Abram. You can tell that football matters to him. Football really is something at his core. And this might be the most calm and relaxed you might ever see him. He wears a cape of intensity every time he takes the field.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry for victory? What does victory taste like? What does victory taste like? It tastes like me! Because Outback is giving away free bloomin' onions if the SEC wins the Outback Bowl!
And coconut shrimp for everyone if the Big Ten wins!
Outback Steakhouse, Aussie rules.
From 2 stories to 20. From ready apps to emergency response. From your community to a nationwide network. The cleanup specialists at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. Everything under your roof, everyone under ours. helping to make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
There was a crash. I brought you back.
I'm dead.
There is a reason cloning is banned.
Replicas. PG-13, January 11th.
Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I've gotta be me, I've gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am?
Daniel's wish is that Dad didn't work so far away. Dad did more than just wish. Upload your resume on Indeed.
The Outback Bowl, brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Hurry in January 2nd for your free bloomin' onion or coconut shrimp.
Well, players from both teams got the opportunity to help lift the spirits of some of the youngsters on their visit to the children's wing of Tampa General Hospital. And Iowa Hawkeye fans down here waving in between quarters after the first quarter, as is the tradition at Iowa City and at Kinnick Stadium when they all turn and wave to the children in the adjacent hospital back in Iowa. Pass is complete at the 31-yard line. What a grab by Osiris Mitchell.
Wow. That was an amazing catch. I just want to put a bow on the wave. It's the coolest thing that I've ever been a part of when we were there earlier this year. I had a chance to be a part of it at the end of the first quarter. Look at Osiris Mitchell, 6'5". Watch him go up and catch this football. High point it, strong hands, bring it in. Big time play down the sidelines for Osiris Mitchell. Been the best target and wide receiver for Fitzgerald this season.
On first down, Hill takes it over the left side. And a nice gain of about 7 yards. Well, we would be remiss if we didn't show you one of the signs made up from Tampa to the Children's Hospital, wishing all the young children there well, getting better, and they do great things at that hospital up in Iowa City. Hawkeye fans making the trip. 2nd down and 2. Hill again. He got enough for the first down. Forward progress going to be marked at about the 20-yard line. Got 4 on the play. Allen Hill getting up a little slowly. Neiman making the tackle, and
big hit
boy,
there.
Hill collapsing.
It was a big hit there by Nick Neiman.
Harris Williams has come into the game to take Hill's place. Remember, Hill missed the Texas A&M game and the Arkansas game as well. Had he not, he would have had an opportunity to go over 1,000 yards rushing this year. And he's being tended to by the medical staff. Timeout.
Dependability, honesty, integrity, just like in the military, at the Air Force Academy. Those are the things I'm always getting when I'm dealing with USAA. You can always depend that you're going to be able to get someone on the phone and they're going to be able to help you with whatever you need done.
A true winner doesn't seek only the title. A true winner seeks growth. A true winner seeks greatness. It's the journey. It's the challenge. If you reach your goal, set a bigger goal. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. Don't tell me it's over. I'm just getting warmed up.
The all-new Papa Rewards program is here, and it's better than ever. Now, earn points 5 times faster than before, and redeem rewards towards anything on our Papa John's menu. Sign up today. For a limited time, Papa Rewards members get free cheese sticks with any purchase of $12 or more.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
The All-State Sugar Bowl, tonight at 8:45 on
With Expedia, I saved when I added a hotel to our flight. So even when she grows up, she'll never outgrow the memory of our adventure.
Unlock savings when you add select hotels to your existing trip, only with Expedia.
I was recently diagnosed with diabetes, and my dry skin was a thing that alerted my doctor to my condition.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 90% saw noticeable skin improvement in 1 hour.
My skin feels nourished, healthy.
If you're looking for local job seekers in your community, use BetterTriStateJobs.com, your community job board.
Back here in Tampa, and a scary moment for Mississippi State's Kylan Hill after a big hit. He collapsed on the sidelines. His eyes rolled into the back of his head. I was standing right there. He lost consciousness for a moment. Medical training staff awoke him. They tried to keep him alert as all of his teammates knelt beside him. He is now in the medical training tent. I will keep you updated as I know more now.
All right, Molly, the pass incomplete, intercepted in the end zone by Gervas. And he's bringing it back. What a turnaround. In and out of the arms, a touchdown catch potentially from Guidry, and the Hawkeyes have the football. That's his 4th interception of the season.
Well, Jake Gervas, the senior, he dropped an interception earlier. He's not going to drop this one as Stephen Guidry runs a post, and he flat out drops a touchdown, and Jake Gervas is the beneficiary of that with a huge interception and another Iowa Hawkeye turnover. Stephen Guidry, going to be tough to get over that one. That ball hit him right in the chest and should have been a go-ahead touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Jonesy.
And all those number 30 T-shirts you see being worn in the stands, Gervas has some 90 friends and family members that have made the trip here to Tampa to watch him play. 1st and 10 coming back the other way. They lead by 2. Hawkinson with his first target and his first catch, and still on his feet, hand walking, making it count.
That man said, why haven't you given me the football? This is what I can do. He had a chance. I mean, really nothing was there for him. But T.J. Hawkinson refuses to go down. He's a talented tight end who's tough. Little play action boot. Let's get the tight end out. Let's break one tackle. I'm going to break another couple of tackles, put my hand on the ground, keep my balance. Big time play for T.J. Hawkinson, and the first target he's had all day long.
Made those 20 yards count. Near midfield, low snap. They came after Stanley. He completes it again to Hawkinson. Number 38 is in the mix. Him and Abram right there. And another first down, 22 yards on that catch.
That's good on good right there. 2 quality players, 38 on 38, All-American on All-American, working out of the slot, just man-to-man coverage, quick out route, perfect timing by Nate Stanley, finding his favorite target, and another Hawkeye first down.
Boy, Stanley did a nice job to corral that errant snap, too. Gets it out quickly, pass complete to Easley. And Easley takes it down to about the 26, picks up 4. Time running with 7:10 to play. Hawkeyes leading by 3.
Slow it down a little bit, let that clock churn away.
Couple of 8 and 4 teams matched up. 2nd and 6. Stanley finds his man out of the backfield, Sargent. And Sargent stopped 2 yards shy of the first down. Wild Card Weekend begins January 5th. We'll broadcast our game simultaneously on ESPN and ABC for the 4th straight year. Tune in for Indianapolis, Houston, 4:35 Eastern. You can always watch the game on ESPN app from anywhere.
That's a good game. You don't want to play Indy right now. They went 9-10.
Wow.
Started 1-5. Andrew Luck, healthy, playing great. It's been a good matchup.
Couple of great quarterbacks in that game.
Fullback in. This is old school smash mouth, probably lead zone.
They line up out of the eye. Stanley's going to throw. And he throws it away. Incomplete. Smith-Marset, the intended receiver. 4th down coming up, and a dejected look from offensive coordinator Brian Ferentz.
Instead of the lead zone, they fake the lead zone. They boot action, and Nate Stanley's intended target was well covered, so Stanley just gets rid of the football out of bounds and see if those couple of big plays by T.J. Hawkinson gets him close enough to get this field goal through.
Racinos made one earlier from 44. This one from 40. And he knocks it right through. Hawkeyes lead by 5. Still a 1-score game, though, for Mississippi State. But they might be without Kylan Hill the rest of the way. Great finish coming up here from Tampa in the 33rd edition of the Outback Bowl.
On an emotional Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
It's a grade 3 sprain.
But I can still grill, right?
Your season's over.
But I'm a grill master, Doc. This is what I do.
His hot dogs are amazing.
Just use your other hand.
That's his Dr. Pepper hand.
Next time on Fansville.
You can do it, you can do it. Almost.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
In the South, there's a zest for life that's unrivaled. From family gatherings to football games, we enjoy good food, great fun, and warm hospitality. And we always do it with style. For generations, Belk has been a Southern staple, helping families celebrate life. In fact, we've been around about as long as college football. Belk, celebrating 130 years of modern Southern style.
What makes DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza different than delivery?
Pan, 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 pan.
Pan, pan, pan. You bake it fresh in its own pan, giving our DiGiorno pizza a crispy, caramelized crust. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Need wiper blades? We've got you covered. The highly trained technicians at Jiffy Lube replace windshield wipers, change oil, and more. You can do more in a jiffy.
What does it take to work at CarMax? That's a great question.
If you'd stop in a monsoon to help someone change a tire, save a whale that had beached itself,
You're gonna be okay, big guy. Push!
lend a hand in an old-timey barn raising.
You got it, Jebediah!
And if the middle school dance group was down one member and you'd step in and lead them all the way to glory,
then CarMax is for you, because helping people is what our people are all about.
You haven't seen the sun in like forever, so you search for a beach vacation. Sunny beaches, sandy beaches, big beaches, small beaches, until you're lost, searching for surfing dogs. But then you find VRBO, and they search millions of homes to find you the perfect beach house, where you all find your own rooms and a grill bigger than your kitchen back home. And finding out about the girl he likes at school warms your heart even more than the sun. From beach houses to cabins to condos, find vacation homes that match you with VRBO.
Man, it ain't your hamstrings, bro. It's your hands.
Say that.
And welcome back, everyone. Guidry on the sidelines. Had an opportunity a moment ago and had the ball bounce off his hands. And an opportunity that they might be wishing they get again. Watch like a fan with YouTube TV as we look at the upcoming slate of games on ESPN. Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual, Washington, Ohio State, and All-State Sugar Bowl, number 15, Texas, and number 5, Georgia.
You asked me who I had. Who you got tonight?
I'm going to go with Washington in that game, and I'm going to go with Georgia.
Okay.
But there's a big caveat on the Georgia game. They got to make sure that they don't let Alabama beat them twice,
right,
if you know what I mean. Harris Williams.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. Second down.
Now, there's a good sign for Mississippi State. Kylan Hill, who Molly reported a moment ago, was being tended to, apparently seemed to lose consciousness for a moment after taking that big hit. Back up on his feet. They're going with Williams in the backfield now. He was an 1,100-yard rusher last season. On the draw. Nice run by Williams, about 2.5 yards short of the first down. Hankins making the tackle on the play. Still plenty of time for Mississippi State, but they've got to move with some brevity and expedience.
Receivers got to help out the quarterback. Stephen Guidry's had a couple of drops today. When Nick Fitzgerald puts it on the money, got to make this Hawkeye defense pay.
Saw Guidry stretching out his hamstrings a moment ago. Got to make sure the legs are working so the hands do as well. Nowhere to go for Williams. Hockaday right there to make the tackle.
It's a big
Under
time,
5 minutes to go.
It's a big time play by Jack Hockaday. Coming downhill. Harris Williams, a physical running back. But you got to bring your hat and shoulders. Nice job initially by the defensive line. Parker Hesse gets outside, and Jack Hockaday finishes him off and forces the punt. Huge stop by this Hawkeye defense once again. Phil Parker has got to be ecstatic about the way this defense is played, the turnovers they've forced, and put them in position to win this game.
Low snap. Tucker Day with another great punt. Wow. All the way back to the 12-yard line is Groneweg. And good coverage by Mississippi State. He had a 70-yard punt earlier. This one goes for 54 with 4:06 to go. Iowa with the ball, Molly.
Mark, T.J. Hawkinson was all smiles after that last drive where he caught 2 balls. Brian Ferentz told him, see, I told you to stay with it. Iowa fans were also fired up. They started a Let's Go Hawk chant in the stands.
Did it say, please come back at the end, Molly?
Probably. They're buttering him up for sure. They're yelling, go 3-8.
I got to tell you, I told you guys earlier we had him in the year, and Noah Fant was all the praise. I said, I like this 38 Hawkinson even better. His ability to block and the well-rounded receiver that he has become. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what decision he makes. He's going to be a fine pro whenever he decides to come out.
On first down, they're going to keep it on the ground. Sargent, with a name like Hawkinson, you're destined to be a Hawkeye
It's a great
for maybe
point.
an extra year.
Exactly right.
At least they're hoping that in Iowa City. When you talk about Hawkinson, they've had a great lineage and procession of talented tight ends. Hawkinson actually speaks with Dallas Clark, former Indianapolis Colt and Hawkeye, and who they have a great relationship with.
Look at this year. You got one guy who might be a first-round pick and the other one, the Mackey. So as talented as they've always been at tight end, this might be the most talent they've had in one season.
On 2nd and 5, out to the edge to Easley. Gain of about 2. How do you figure that this program, Iowa, has become like a tight end U when you look at the number of guys they've had come through?
Well, I think
done great.
Well, I think that, product of the offense, right? Because they throw to their tight ends. I mean, you got to be able to block when you come to Iowa, and they play action pass, and they utilize the tight end. And don't forget, Brian Ferentz, he was the tight ends coach at New England. So since he's come back, I think an even bigger emphasis on continually having the tight ends, father and son there.
Huge third down coming up. If they hang on to the ball, it really gets difficult for Mississippi State. The pass is short of the first down to Hawkinson. Complete. So 4th down coming up. The clock running with 2:33 to go. Mississippi
Timeout,
State
Mississippi State.
burning
Third
its
and
final
timeout of the
timeout.
half. 30 seconds.
So 2:28 left. Folks, Sports Center tonight with Scott Van Pelt after the Sugar Bowl. He'll look at what Georgia and Texas can take into the offseason. Plus, Urban Meyer on his final game with Ohio State and the worst beat of all the college football bowls. Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt after the Sugar Bowl on ESPN. Dusty, we got a tight game coming down the stretch. 2:28 to go. Take me inside the minds of the respective coaches. First of all, let's deal with Mississippi State. They're about to get the football back.
Well, Mississippi State, they're going to have to hit some plays down the field. No timeouts left, getting chunk plays, big plays, which this offense can do. 63 plays this year of 20-plus yards, so that's part of the Joe Moorhead offense. Like I said earlier, when opportunities present themselves, you're going to have to catch the football, but they need some chunk plays in the throw game. I think if you're Iowa, keep everything in front. Don't let anybody back behind you. Field goal doesn't win it for Mississippi State. They got to get in the end zone, and they got to get 6.
And they're going to start from their own 31-yard line. They've won 4 of their last 5 coming into this bowl game, Mississippi State. They have 2:22 to go, but no timeouts remaining. Nick Fitzgerald at the helm. You couldn't want a better quarterback trying to move the ball down the field right now. Senior, 6'5", 230, the most prolific running quarterback in conference history.
And what I think about as we get ready for this final drive, Nick Fitzgerald, a senior, his final drive possession as a Mississippi State Bulldog. On the other side, Parker Hesse, Jake Gervais. These seniors, you want to go out on top? Who's going to make the plays?
Fitzgerald fires complete. And a catch made by Green.
And a great job keeping him in bounds. Clock's going to continue to roll. Excellent job by Amani Hooker making the tackle and keeping the ball carrier in bounds. And Kylan Hill unexpectedly back in the game.
He's one of their best weapons. He gets a touch here. Turns it upfield, got the first down, and lucid enough to get out of bounds and stop the clock with 1:54 to go.
He's one of their dynamic playmakers with the football. Will swing pass out in the flats and make somebody miss, and he hits the sidelines and very intelligently steps out. Stop the clock.
7-yard gain, 1:54 to go. Fitzgerald over the middle into traffic. And incomplete, intended for Osiris Mitchell. Hankins broke it up. Iowa used to these situations, especially throughout the second half of the season. 3 of their losses by a total of 13 points. Trying to end up on the right side of the ledger this time.
And they kind of figured things out in that final game, winning at 31-28 down to the wire game against Nebraska. See if that pushes them to the finish line here today.
Fitzgerald gives it to Hill. Not much room and no timeouts remaining. The clock is going to keep running here. A gain of 3.
Interesting decision there by Mississippi State. Hand the ball off, clock's running, very minimal gain. Now Nick Fitzgerald has got to go fast.
Fitzgerald open over the middle, caught at the 36-yard line. That's Dedrick Thomas. Moves the chains, 1:19 to go, a 15-yard pickup.
Excellent job by Nick Fitzgerald, surveying the field, going through his progressions, and finding an open Dedrick Thomas in the middle of the field.
Towards the sidelines, he's going to burn one. Throws it away and stops the clock with 1:04 to go.
Legal number 2 was in the area.
I was going to say,
second down.
I say, was that intentional grounding? But Dedrick Thomas was over there on the far sidelines.
Hockaday was there applying the pressure up front for Iowa's defense. 2nd and 10, 1:04 to go. No timeouts remaining for Joe Moorhead and Nick Fitzgerald. They've got some deep threats with Guidry and Mitchell. Fitzgerald just got rid of it, and incomplete. Mitchell was there, but good pressure up front by Neiman. There he is, number 49.
And that's exactly right. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to bring pressure right up the middle with the linebacker, go man-to-man coverage. No one picks him up. Nice job sidestepping by Nick Fitzgerald, but unable to locate Osiris Mitchell. Phil Parker doesn't blitz a lot. He picks his spots. Nice job bringing the pressure and forcing the ball out quick.
3rd and 10. Out to Abrams. Got to get out of bounds. He won't. 48 seconds, clock running. Fitzgerald signaling to spike it when they get to the line of scrimmage.
But he can't spike it. It's 4th down. He can't spike it. Amani Hooker just made a heck of a play. He was covering 2 guys at one time, and then he keeps leverage outside, forces him in bounds. Here's the ball game.
4th and 5. Got rid of it. Incomplete. Gervais broke it up, and that should do it.
Well, this Hawkeye defense been the backbone of this team all year, leading the Big Ten in scoring defense. They've been stingy. They've come up with big plays all day, created turnovers, and ultimately it's a senior, Jake Gervais, who gets a pass breakup that's eventually going to win them this Outback Bowl championship.
Really didn't have a chance on that one. As Iowa will snap their 2-game losing streak in the Outback Bowl. They'll get the win. Simmons will catch him on Sundays.
Yeah, you'll catch him on Sundays. Good effort by Jeffrey Simmons and Mississippi State. This is a heck of a football game. I know a lot of people tell me that nobody cares about bowl games anymore. You tell me these guys out there on the field right now don't care about this game. A lot of emotion, a lot of passion on the face of these Hawkeye and Bulldog players.
Well, today's Capital One player of the game is Nick Easley. 8 catches, 104 yards. More importantly, a couple of touchdown receptions. A career high for him, 104 yards. And what a day for the senior from Newton, Iowa. As the Hawkeyes earn their 9th win of the season. And Molly is downstairs with Jake Gervais.
Thank you so much, Mark. Jake, you had an interception. You had that huge bat down to end the game. What was your mentality in this final game as a Hawkeye?
You know, this is a big team win for us. Offense, defense, special teams came out and fought. We prepared hard all month. We just came out and executed. And we knew for, 13 seniors the last time we were going to be playing together. So we came out, got after, and played the full 60.
You had around 90 people here, friends and family. How did it feel for you to make such a big impact in front of your loved ones?
It's awesome, All the credit goes to my coaches, my teammates, but like you said, I got about 88 people over in section 122. Made the trip, and just be able to go out with a win, having them here is really special.
You were emotional on the sidelines trying to fire up your teammates. How does it feel to walk off this field your last time in this uniform as a winner?
It's big time. We want to finish the season. We knew there'd be ups and downs. It's a really good team, really well coached. We fought the full 60 and finished the fight.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Mark, back to you.
All right, Molly. Consistency, which is the hallmark, the signature of the Iowa Hawkeyes program for the last 20 years under Kirk Ferentz. They win it 27-22, and what a day it was. Folks, stay tuned for NFL Live, presented by KFC. Happy New Year from all of us to all of you. For Molly McGrath, for Dusty Dvorak, the entire J crew, I'm Mark Jones saying so long, everybody, as we go back to the studio.